coverage. Coming up, Aaron West and Chris Shank bring you coverage of Buhler Crusader football on 95.9 HKFM. Crusader football is streaming online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app. Tonight's kickoff is just 30 minutes away. The Buhler Crusaders play on 95.9 HKFM.
Allen Samuels Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the giant corner of 30th and Lorraine in Hutchinson, Kansas. We take pride in supporting our community and our student athletes. Hi, I'm the General Manager, Don Glassby. We want to wish our area teams a fun and memorable season. A great person once said, victory is in the quality of competition and not the final score. Visit online AllenSamuelsHutch.com and follow us on Facebook for weekly giveaways and special events. And as Mr. Samuels always says,
come by, let's be friends.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Well, a pleasant good evening, everybody, on this crisp November night. Just 4 teams left for a chance to win a state championship here in Class 4A in 2024. And we're set for Crusader football. The Crusaders on the road here in the semifinal game to face the Andover Central Jaguars here tonight from Jaguar Stadium. Hi, and welcome inside the Midway Motors Drive to the game. Aaron West alongside Chris Shank and Matt Atherton as we get set for Crusader football here in the semifinals. Winner of tonight's game will move on to next Saturday's 4A state title game, and that'll be a 1 o'clock kick from Welch Stadium in Emporia. Mentioned just 4 teams left. Andover Central and Buhler in the 2-5 matchup here on the western side of the bracket. On the eastern side tonight, Tonganoxie is the 5 seed hosting 15 seed Bishop Miege. And interesting how these two teams approach this. I think most people expected Andover Central to be here. I think Buhler's kind of, fair to say, flown under the radar for the most part this year, but certainly the work that they've done in the postseason has earned them a spot here as well.
No doubt, Aaron. I know you'd made comments kind of throughout the season of our ranking, feeling that we were a bit slighted, and I think that you hit the nail on the head that this Buhler team, everybody expected Andover Central to be in this game tonight. People outside of the Buhler community, maybe some of them didn't expect us to be this far.
Well, they got here with a 28-14 win at Wamego a week ago tonight. Buhler put up 281 yards of offense. 91 passing, 190 rushing. Mitchell McDaniel, 27 carries in that game. Nick Gazaway had 11 carries. And Brendan Skripczyk went 7 of 12 in the passing game, including some huge catches by Quentin Pisano. Really, a couple of things that stood out to me in that game, and what Buhler's been able to do most of the year is be the more physical team on the line of scrimmage. And then I think our defense did a really good job of getting off the field on 3rd down against Wamego.
Yep, and 4th down too. You know, one of the things, Wamego attempted 6 4th down conversions in the game, and they were only able to convert on 1. And just Buhler being able to get off the field, force those turnovers on downs, that was really huge last week. And that defense, just the bend not breaking, really paid some dividends last week for Buhler.
A couple of quick notes in our injury report tonight, brought to you by Pile Law. If you have been injured at work or in a motor vehicle accident, call Pile Law, 241-9000, where Tom works to get you the benefits you deserve. Lana Martinez sprained his ankle this week and is suited up. We'll see how much he's able to go tonight. But Buhler, Matthew, does expect to get Logan Turner back at that quick tackle, and maybe talk a little bit about what that does for the offensive line.
Yeah, well, if you've been paying attention, because they've been using Bodie so much and moving him side to side, you kind of, if you're doing that, if the defensive coordinator from the other team is paying any attention, you kind of know which way Buhler's going based on where Bodie lines up. Throwing Logan back in here allows that to stop happening. You're able to disguise what you're doing. And guys, not for nothing, against a really, really good offense from Andover Central, that means Will Hainan only has to worry about the defensive side of the football, and I think there'll be plenty to worry about tonight.
Another takeaway, Christopher, from that Wamego game, I mentioned I feel like we've been the more physical team up front for the most part this year. That's going to be obviously critical tonight. The other is mistakes. We were the more mistake-free team last week. Wamego had the 2 turnovers. You get to this point in the year, you just have to find a way to win that turnover battle.
Yeah, the turnover battle, it's one of my 3 keys to the game tonight. Winning that, you think about in the first half, Buhler turned over Wamego twice in the first half, and that helped propel Buhler to the lead at the half. And last week for Andover Central, Wellington turned over the ball their first 2 possessions and really put them into the hole to begin. So, yeah, the team that turns the other team over tonight the most is probably going to be the one that's heading to Emporia next week.
The other thing that we did really well last week, Matthew, was hound Wamego's quarterback. Our front 4, without blitzing, has been able to get pressure on the quarterback all year, and I feel like that's just as important tonight, if not more so, than it was last week.
Well, those front 4 are going to really have to manage things along that defensive front because the running game from Andover Central is legit and fast. So those linebackers are going to have to be able to read their keys and to play gap football. It's going to be awfully tough if those guys up front can't hold up. But Aaron, Chris, I haven't seen anything this year that would lead me to believe for any amount of time that that front 4, even though they are undersized, is not up to the task.
What's your mindset coming into this game, Coach? Would you rather be the favorite, the expected, or would you rather be that underdog who maybe can come out and play it a little looser and not have quite as much pressure riding on the outcome of this game?
Underdog 7 days a week. Because here's the thing, and you guys know, there have been years where, Buhler, we have so many people back. It was a good year the year prior. People have those aspirations and expectations that, okay, this is a team that could play for a state title. And I'm not trying to say that people were down this year, but I truly feel like tonight all the pressure is on Andover Central. They're the team that's expected to go to Emporia. They've been ahead of us in the rankings all year long. And so, we're really playing with house money tonight. There was a lot of people that didn't give us a chance last week against Wamego. I was talking with a friend that's in broadcasting in Northeast Kansas, and up in that part of the world, a lot of them thought, well, they beat us in the regular season. They didn't pay attention to the actual how the game went down against Wamego. And so this Buhler team, anytime Coach Warner and this staff and these players are counted out, I love our chances in taking on a team that's expected to beat us.
Well, a huge win last week improves Buhler's all-time playoff record to 39-24. Tonight, they will try and make their 5th trip, make it 4th trip to the state title game in school history, in the first since 2016. They'll do it against the Jaguars of Andover Central. This will be the 11th all-time meeting in the series. Jags have kind of dominated the series as of late. They've won 5 straight, and 6 of those 10, including a 28-14 win against the Crusaders in the opening week 1 year ago. We'll break down the matchup coming up, our This Week in Crusader History, and more on the way as our Midway Motors drive to the game continues. Tonight's coverage, part of the Next Tech Wireless Road to a Championship, presented by Hutch CC on Ad Astra Radio.
More of the Midway Motors Drive to the Game coming up. Midway Motors in McPherson, Newton, Hutchinson, and Hillsboro. Next, we'll relive this day in Crusader history. The Buhler Crusaders play on 95.9 HKFM.
Have a smile you want. Come and see us today. Dr. J. Stuckey, Hutchinson Family Dental.
Hi, I'm Dr. J. Come see me today at Hutchinson Family Dental.
Are you building a house?
A swimming pool?
Are your lights flickering?
Call Schmidt Electric.
That's Schmidt Electric. 620-960-6755. Schmidt Electric will take care of all your electrical needs.
Got Spock?
Hi, this is Jen Stallman with the Buhler Booster Club. The Booster Club supports all student activities and athletics at Buhler High School. Be sure to follow the Crusader Closet and Booster Club on Facebook for events and new Crusader apparel arrivals. We are excited to be able to accept credit card payments at our concession stands this year. Buhler Booster Club is grateful for the continued support from our generous donors.
Hi, it's Aaron West, voice of the Crusaders. Ad Astra Radio is a proud Buhler Booster Club member.
Hi, I'm Carly Sutton with First Bank Kansas, where we're committed to making your home a reality. Picture this, your dream home perfectly within reach. With our flexible and affordable home mortgage options, we're here to turn your dreams into possibilities. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or looking to refinance, First Bank Kansas is more than just a lender. We're your dedicated partners in building your future. Our personalized services ensure that your mortgage aligns with your unique needs. Don't delay. Let's make your dream home a reality at First Bank Kansas. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Each and every day, WIFCO Steel products are trusted to provide access and infrastructure for a wide range of purposes. For more info on what WIFCO can do for you, go to wifcosp.com. WIFCO Steel Products, the experts in steel fabrication.
When disaster strikes your home or business, call your hometown team. Call Phoenix Restoration, Reno County's only locally owned fire and water restoration company. Check us out at phoenixrestorationandroofing.com. We'll help you rise again after your disaster.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Well, our coverage of Crusader football tonight brought to you in part by Hutchinson Regional Medical Center, by Stang Plumbing and Design, Schmidt Electric, by Erickson Custom Building, and Hutchinson Family Dental are this day in Crusader history. It was 11 years ago to the day that Buhler beat Holton in the 4A semifinals 28-14 in a game that Holton was favored in. If you go back that far in the memory banks, that propelled the Crusaders to the state title game the following Saturday in Salina, where they beat Coffeyville to win their only state title. That team finished 13-1. Tonight will be their 7th appearance all-time in the semifinals and their 2nd in the semifinals against Andover Central. They are 3-3 in this round of the playoffs. Mentioned this will be the 11th meeting with the Jags tonight. And Andover Central with a 6-4 advantage in those previous 10 games. This will be the 4th playoff meeting between these two tonight. And that includes a loss in the semifinals in this round in 2021, 42-21. So in the short history, you think about Andover Central, they've only been a school since 2001. But certainly these two teams that are known for getting deep into the playoffs in their short history, quite a bit of experience against one another.
Yeah, this isn't one of those teams where sometimes in the playoffs you'll face somebody that they're kind of a newcomer to the playoffs, or it's been a long time since they've been there. Both these schools have hung around quite a few years, or quite a few times in the last few years in the 4A West.
Well, tonight's Erickson Custom Building game plan for new construction and remodeling online at ericksoncustombldg.com. It's what the Crusaders want to do against what Andover Central's going to want to try and take away, and that would be Buhler's run game. And we've talked about it a ton. Out of that I formation, you've got to be able to run the ball between the tackles, whether it be Mitchell or Nick. And we'll know right away, obviously, what Andover Central is going to do to try and counter that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's one of those things, if Buhler can come out here and run the ball tonight consistently, we're going to have a really good shot tonight, because those long, sustained drives eat up clock. It keeps Andover Central's explosive offense off the field. Because when you look at Andover Central here in the playoffs, they have put up some big numbers scoring-wise. And so, I mean, they're a team that the more you run the football, the less time they have to score.
Means, Matthew, that O-line, as we've talked about, really has to step up tonight. Our offense that's averaging 7 yards a carry when running the ball well. They protected Brendan Skripsick well. He had time to throw last week, and they helped us convert 10 of 16 third and fourth down situations last week. So tonight's the night for those 5-6 guys up front to really play their best game.
Yeah, I really think the last couple of weeks, the story of what they've been able to do offensively, kind of that's flying under the radar, is how much success they've had running that inside trap. Nick Gazaway has been phenomenal. And I think that the coaching staff feels like they can use that to slow down that Andover defense. And Chris, you know, if they run inside, that means that all of those wide linebackers have to cheat in. That's what opens up kind of those outside passing lanes for Brendan. So I would not be surprised to see a heavy dose of Nick Gazaway, especially early in this football game.
Andover Central out of Division II of the AVCTL, 11-1 coming into this game. 5-1 they finished in their division. and they are trying to get back to the state title game for a second straight year. They finished 9-4 a year ago and lost in the championship game to St. Thomas Aquinas. Quite an impressive record they've had in the tenure of head coach Derek Tuttle in his 7 seasons. They have been to the state title game 3 times. They've made 4 appearances in the last 9 years, but have yet to win it all. 6 consecutive winning seasons for the Jags. So a team that's definitely been knocking on the door. Hasn't quite been able to kick it in yet, but I'm going to go back and look. Part of that, it's been a while since a public school has won the title in Class 4A.
Yeah, I know. I was having this discussion with somebody the other day, and if memory serves me correct, the last school to win a 4A title that was a public school was back when 4A was split, and I believe Andale won a Division II title when you go back through the record books. But, of course, they went through and reclassified everything, and basically 4A Division II became 3A. So, yeah, really, since Buhler won the combined back when 4A was all one class, I believe Buhler was one of the last public schools to win a state title in the 4A classification.
Yeah, it's certainly been a while. Pratt won the Division II title in 2016. Holcomb won it in 2017. And then we merged back together in 2018. So since 2018, the private schools, Miege, Aquinas, and St. James, have dominated Class 4A football. Andover Central 59-41 run versus pass. They have a very powerful running attack. Mac, I think you alluded to that a little bit. Maddox Archibald is their senior tailback, a 2-year starter, and he's elusive. Watching him on film, very hard to get to the ground. He makes good decisions, good cuts, and so Buhler's stopped the run fairly well this year, but he'll be a key one to watch tonight.
Yeah, it's really going to be incumbent on those linebackers to continue to be very good tacklers. Like we were mentioning earlier, those front guys have to be gap sound. You got to make him stop and stutter and look for a hole while the linebackers have time to close on him.
Their quarterback is also a senior, a 2-year starter in Jace Jefferson. He's over 2,000 yards in back-to-back seasons. And he has 2 very dynamic wide receivers on the outside, Brant Stupka and Jace Alder, both over 800 yards. Both are very athletic. They like to go up and make spectacular plays. A lot of pressure will be on our defensive backs.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend from Wellington earlier this week that was at the game last week, and he said, man, you're going to call those 2 receivers from Andover Central's name quite a bit, but, you know, between Stupka and Adler. And one kind of neat little tidbit, Jace Adler, the taller of the 2 receivers, his mom actually a Buhler grad. She was a Heb, so a Buhler connection there and one of their main star players. But I think the nice thing for the Crusaders, we have faced some big, powerful receivers this year. You think about Ian Premer from Great Bend. Obviously, he had the 5 catches for 5 touchdowns against us, but he was bigger than Adler. And, you know, in that situation, you know how Coach Coles likes to go straight man typically. You know, even though our DBs might not be as big as Adler, they're going to match that physicality. And just as the year has gone on, it doesn't matter who is manned up with the stud receiver from the other team. We've got some guys that will go out there, jam them at the line, and stay step for step with them and make them work for every catch.
That was a huge difference in the McPherson game. Remember against Malm, first play of the game, Mitchell out-jumped him for a ball that we picked off, went down and scored on.
Yeah, and I think about I threw our entire secondary, whether it's Gotti, whether it's Jeremy Gentry, whether it's Miller, whether it's McDaniel, whether it's Pisano, any of those guys, if they are tasked with defending Stupka or Adler, they're not going to be afraid to mix it up. And the way that you negate size is with physicality, and Buhler's got a very physical secondary.
Talked about Jace Jefferson, their quarterback. He's been very solid, 61% completion this year. Not a guy, Matt, to take off and run with the ball, although when he is pressured, more than 60% of the time he rolls out to his right. He's very predictable in where he's going to go with the football. How can Buhler's defense use that to their advantage?
Well, I assure you, if we know that, Coach Coles' boys know that. I think that's really one of those things where the guys that are playing defensive end, and largely my guess would be that they will put jacks on the left side of the line an awful lot tonight. They're going to have to be disciplined to force him to stay in the pocket. We know that if a quarterback is stuck in the pocket, chances are our guys will get there. And so they've got to make sure that they force him to stay in the pocket. The difficulty becomes if he can break, contain, and extend the play, all of a sudden defending that becomes way more tricky. And so if those guys can, I think I've said it 3 times in the pregame, be gap sound, be disciplined, don't get too greedy, especially in short yardage to go situations. Be disciplined, stay at home. They should be able to generate enough pressure to speed Jefferson up just a little bit.
And one of the things, Matt, what you're talking about, and I think reading the scouting report, it sounds like Andover Central doesn't like to throw a lot underneath or short routes. They like kind of the mid-range and the deeper balls. So I think, like you were saying, Matt, if we can get to him, they're not a team that's going to dump it off in 2 seconds to back in the flat. They're a team that likes to look long, and so hopefully we can use that against them this evening.
And Chris, remember last week, Wamego does the same thing, and those long pass routes, they did not have time to develop because Buhler's defensive line was getting home quickly.
32 sacks, 114 hurries on the air for this Black Knight defense. See if those guys up front can be a difference maker in the game tonight against Andover Central. The Jaguars, they've been stingy on defense. 17 points. They've only given up more than 17 twice this season. And so could it be a defensive battle tonight between these two very good defenses? Very fast, very physical. We'll wait and see. Much more in our Midway Motors Drive to the game coming up here tonight. When we come back, pregame thoughts from head coach Steve Warner. That's next here. You're listening to the Midway Motors Drive to the game on HKFM.
More of the Midway Motors Drive to the game coming up. Stay tuned for tonight's kickoff conditions. And Aaron West sits down for a pregame chat with head coach Steve Warner. Buhler Crusader football on 95.9 HKFM.
1947. It was the year the McKenzie Paint and Body Shop opened for business. That's over 70 years they've been serving the Mid-Kansas area with quality workmanship, excellent refinishing, paint, and restoration. McKenzie Paint and Body Shop specializes in foreign and domestic vehicles. Insurance claims are welcome and 24-hour towing and recovery service is available. At McKenzie Paint and Body Shop, they take the dents out of accidents. Just over the bridge at 45 Kansas Avenue in South Hutchinson.
Nearly all banks offer online banking and a user-friendly banking app. How would you like those same modern conveniences from a locally owned bank? Hi, this is Serena with Prairie Bank of Kansas. At Prairie Bank, we have local tech support at our locations, and we actually answer the phone right here. Stop by and see us at our Stafford, Buhler, Inman, or Hutchinson branches today, or check us out at prairiebankks.com. Member FDIC. Prairie Bank of Kansas. How banking should be.
And welcome back on our Midway Motors Drive to the game. Time for tonight's pregame chat with head coach Steve Warner. Coach, I know how much a win tonight means to you, but also as you reflect on the season and the work that your kids have done, and to be one of the 4 teams left standing in Class 4A is a pretty good accomplishment.
It's a great accomplishment, but we definitely want more. Kids aren't satisfied; they're hungry, and they want a chance to have a state championship ring. And we've got to be able to beat Andover Central first. We know they're a good football team. We know we're a good football team. It's going to be a battle. Last year they beat us by 6 points, and we feel like we're a lot better than we were last year. And they're a good team. We're a good team. Let's just go do things right. And it's the little things that make the big difference. Let's take care of business.
I know you guys watch hours and hours of film each week, and I get to read the scouting reports and there are adjustments that you make depending on their strengths or weaknesses of your opponent. But how much of it is just you going out there and doing the things that you do to the best of your ability?
Well, all of that goes into effect, and then also making adjustments during the game. But the bottom line is winning football games comes down to fundamentals on the offensive line, fundamentals with tackling. Fundamentals are huge. We have to make adjustments, obviously. We have to have a game plan, but
we also have to be fundamentally sound, and I feel like our kids are. And they work very hard and in practice to be able to do that. We've spent hours and hours and hours watching film of practice so that the kids will do it right, showing the kids the practice video so they see themselves not doing the right steps, not always doing the right things, and then we get it corrected. And that's why I feel like we are where we are right now, because of the time we spend with the kids.
They're going to be physical, aggressive up front. I feel like playing Wamego last week maybe helped you get prepared for that.
It was a physical game, just a hard-fought game that our offensive line took control. We've talked about that 19-play drive and how exciting that was, and just keeping the ball out of their hands. And that's vintage Buhler football, and it has been that way since I got here in 2006. And that's how we've won a whole bunch of games here, and we want to continue to do that.
One thing we didn't talk about on our coaches show Monday night, but we've talked about how well the offensive line has played this year. I thought they protected well for Brendan in the Wamego game. He didn't have to scramble around a lot, was able to sit in the pocket and survey the field.
They really did, and they're going to have to protect him tonight. They did a good Andover Central did a good job of getting pressure on Wellington with their rush, so we've got to do a good job of protecting him. And if we can do what I want to do, and that's run the football right at him, that'll take care of not having to throw the ball as much. Using play action pass, which we do all the time, gets us out of the pocket, gets us moving, and again, just what we like to do. You've got to be able to stop our run, or when we're moving the ball on the ground, then we can do our play action, and that gets kids open.
Offensively, they've got athletes at receiver, at running back. They've had a pretty balanced year. But again, it just comes down to those things that Buhler's defense does well, getting pressure on the quarterback, flying to the ball like your kids like to, and then our defensive backs certainly will have to make some plays tonight.
They will, and pressure on the quarterback. But everything that we've done, we've obviously been working on our defense for years and trying to make it exactly what we want. It's to stop exactly what they do. Everything that they do is stuff that we've been working on for 10, 15 years in our defense. And Coach Coles does an outstanding job with that. He makes great adjustments, and he puts our kids in the right place to make good plays. And that's another thing. Fundamentals are huge for defensive backs. They've got to be fundamentally sound.
11 years ago tonight, we beat Holton in the semifinals to go on to the 4A title game. That was in 2013. Of course, then beat Coffeyville. I remember the talk before that game of Holton being the favorite. They had a huge line, if I remember, up front, and I thought we were the more physical, more aggressive team on that night.
And that's what we want tonight. We want to be able to do the exact same thing we did there. And we weren't supposed to even be in that game with Holton, and we won by 2 touchdowns, and we're not supposed to be in this game tonight. So let's go out and play Buhler football and really get after it and play physical.
Absolutely. Certainly comes down to those little things like we talked about. Have to take care of the ball tonight.
Have to take care of the football. We can't have penalties. We don't want 2nd and 15, 2nd and 12 because of a penalty. We've got to do the right things.
Well, Coach, soak it in. Every game, you just never know when it's going to be the last one. So
we don't even want to talk about that,
but certainly go out and enjoy it.
We are excited to be where we are, and we want more. And I'm proud of these kids for what they've done for this program and for our community. And again, let's get to the state championship, and then we'll be happy.
That'd be fantastic to still be playing next week. Coach, we appreciate it as always, and we'll talk to you after the game.
Thank you.
That's our pregame chat with head coach Steve Warner, and we're back with more right after this.
Coming up, the Midway Motors Drive to the Game continues after this. Stream Crusader football on your phone or tablet with the Ad Astra radio app. Your home for the Buhler Crusaders is 95.9 HKFM.
Bank of the Plains, founded in 1906, has kept its tradition of serving fellow Kansans with integrity and innovation. Today, the bank continues to uphold these same values as they did 117 years ago. We'd like to visit with you in person, so please come by 517 East 30th in Hutch to learn more. Making your success simple, Bank of the Plains, an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
This is Darren Eddy with Ag 360 Insurance in Inman. For years, we've been known for our great service with our ag customers, but did you know we can handle your family or small business insurance needs as well? We would love an opportunity to sit down and visit with you about what we can do for you. As an independent agency, we can shop different coverage options for you. Stop by our office on Old K61 in Inman or give Cody Moores or myself a call today at 620-585-2128 or check us out online at ag360insurance.com.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Well, Coverage of Crusader football tonight brought to you in part by Anchor and by H&R Block, Sunflower Electric Supply, by Midway Motors and Pleasant Hills. Live streaming of tonight's game on our free Ad Astra Radio app. Video on our Ad Astra TV page at adastraradio.com, powered by Nextech Wireless. The latest phones and devices at the best prices. I mentioned the other game in 4A tonight has Bishop Miege Tonganoxie in the 15-5 game, and several other games, Christopher, that we'll be keeping an eye on around the state tonight in our Buhler Dental Care scoreboard, and several 6 o'clock kickoffs tonight. So.
Yeah, some of the other games on the Ad Astra Sports Network, out in Cunningham, they're hosting Teskett in 6-man action on Kansas Rocks 100.3. Up in Claflin, Central Plains is hosting Clifton Clyde in 8-man 1 action. That game's underway, and then also the 3A game going on over in Western Sedgwick County. Andale's sticking it to Holcomb. So far, the other 3 schools that we've got left in Ad Astra land, other than 2 of the 3 are up at the half.
Yeah, we'll see how things go here. We'll come back and go down to the field for tonight's coin toss. The opening kick is next here on HKFM.
You're on the Midway Motors Drive to the Game. Midway Motors, for every mile of life. Coming up, Chris gives you his 3 keys to victory. Your home for the Buhler Crusaders is 95.9 HKFM.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Devin.
Together we are Stamatic of Central Kansas.
With a new location at 209 North Main in downtown McPherson. We are here to help, offering water, fire, and smoke restoration, mold remediation, carpet and upholstery cleaning, as well as hard surfaces like tile and even grout cleaning. Don't forget about the places you can't see, like air ducts and dryer bits. Find us on Facebook or online at stomaticofcentralks.com for a free estimate to see how Stomatic of Central Kansas can help you.
Oh, and honey, don't forget.
Call Stomatic, you'll be ecstatic.
Hey Crusader Nation, get ready for a night of music, refreshments, local flavors, and giving back. I'm Paul Erickson, inviting you to join the Buhler Education Foundation Friday, January 17th at the 1861 Club for Dueling Pianos, a benefit for the Buhler Education Foundation. Let's make a difference together. See you there, and go Crusaders.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Well, Buhler will be in their home whites tonight. White tops, white pants with the maroon numerals. And the matte black helmets, black pants, black tops, white numerals, and the golden helmets for the Jags, just like tonight's teams. I Need a Cleaners can help you look like a winner. It's where to take your clothes. Get to our keys to the game and our ones to watch coming up. Brought to you by Dick's Phillips 66. Every journey begins with a stop at Dick's Phillips 66, 4th and Stevens in Hutchinson. Let's go down to the field.
My name is David Haynes. I'm your referee. This is Danny McKenzie, your umpire. Tonight we represent the Kansas State High School Activities Association. Buhler, you're the visiting team. You'll call it. The logo is a head. The helmet's a tail. What is your call? Tails. Tails is the call. It is tails. What's your choice? Defer. You're going to defer? Which end do you want to kick? Okay, stay right where you're at.
All right, guys, so Buhler wins the toss. They will defer to the second half. Buhler will defend the south end zone.
All right, Christopher, and how about some keys to the game?
All right, for Buhler to get their 40th all-time playoff win, number 3, I think the matchup between our D-line versus their O-line is going to be huge tonight. Our D-line averaging 185, 155, 140, 155, averaging 159 pounds per man versus their interior 5 that comes in at 274, 305, 248, 273, and 258, averaging 271 pounds a person. They average over 112 pounds more per player. So our quickness versus their side, we'll see who wins there. Number 2, turnovers. Last week we had those 2 turnovers in the first half against Wamego that really catapulted us to the victory. Last week, Andover Central turned Wellington over their first 2 possessions to get the lead. And on the season, Buhler's plus 12. Andover Central's +5, so hopefully the Buhler Crusaders can continue that. And I think time of possession. Last week, Buhler was 10 of 16 on 3rd and 4th down conversions. We had that 19-play, 9-minute drive to open the third. We're going to need some of those drives tonight to keep Andover Central's explosive O off the field.
Well, Buhler's 4-3 defense holding opponents to 16.6 points a game. They forced 19 turnovers in 11 games this season. Up front, Jax Pratt, Cruz Hirschberger, the defensive ends, Chase Gentry and Cash Carson, the tackles. The linebackers, Jacob Miller, Nick Gasaway, and Will Heyman. And in the secondary, Brady Gotti, Jeremy Gentry, Jared Miller, Mitchell McDaniel. We'll also see Quentin Pisano rotate in that back end tonight. They will be on the field first against this very good Andover Central offense that averages 37 points a game. The Jags' only loss came back on October 4th at home against Goddard, 22-16. They have reeled off 6 straight wins since then, including a quarterfinal win last week here at home against Wellington, 58-13. Jared Miller will kick toward the north end zone here at Jaguar Stadium. From his 40 underway, Crusader football here on KWHK Hutchinson. A short kick to the 30. It'll be taken and returned to the 40. And a Jag still on his feet and up around the 43-yard line. Jace Jefferson, a 2-year starter, over 2,000 yards in the passing game for a second straight season, 6'1", 175. Maddox Archibald is the featured back. He's carried 206 times for 1,400 yards. And in the passing game, we'll talk a lot about Brant Stupka and Jace Adler, both over 800 yards passing for this Jaguar offense. So Andover Central, 1st and 10 from their own 44. It'll be Jefferson out of the gun with Archibald to his right. Archibald to come across the formation, get the handoff to the far side, gets a block on the outside, and has a Andover Central first down up across the Buhler 40-yard line. Archibald, very elusive, very quick. Got a good block that time on the far edge.
Yeah, that time Pisano eventually ran him out of bounds, but you mentioned it, they got to the edge. And if you're going against a quick defense, one of the ways you attack is either quick hitters up the middle or try to beat them to the edge. That time the Jags did so.
Buhler's defense only allows an average of 51 yards rushing a game. A first down there to the Buhler 39. And Jefferson will stay out of the gun. 2 receivers to the right side, 2 to the left. And play action. Pressure coming, and Jefferson has to heave it away. Good pressure by the front group for the Crusaders. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 39.
Yeah, that time they ran a little screen pass over to the Buhler sideline, but great effort and pursuit that time. Chase Gentry leading the charge for the Crusaders forced Jefferson to throw it away.
Talked about the size of that Andover Central defensive line with big senior Dawson Rod at 305 right in the middle of it. Those are some big guys up front. Our quick guys have been able to get pressure despite that most of the year. 2nd down and 10. Archibald stays in the backfield with Jefferson out of the gun. They're going to hand it to the tailback. Gets a good burst up the middle. He runs really well between the tackles and is so hard to bring down. He needed 10. He got 11 and converts on 2nd down. It'll be 1st and 10 Jaguars, and they're going to go no huddle here up at the 28-yard line. So a quick snap.
Yeah, Jags tried to go tempo that time just with the quarterback sneak. Luckily, Buhler's defense was ready and a minor gain.
Jefferson, on a rare keep, doesn't run that much. Coming into tonight, only 11 carries on the year for the quarterback. And he gets a yard forward to the 27. Boy, a couple of runs early by Archibald. He's been really good so far.
And I'm sure it's one of those things, Buhler really setting things up and stressing, trying to deal with these receivers. So Andover Central trying to catch us on our heels.
2 receivers right, twins to the left side as well. With Jefferson out of the gun, they'll put to receiver in motion. Jefferson to throw, has time this time. Throws complete far side, right near the stick. On the Buhler sideline, Brant Stupka with his 51st catch of the year. That is amazing to have 2 receivers as talented as these 2 combined over 100 receptions on the season.
Yep, that little underneath route that time. Will Heyman bounced him out of bounds. Now Buhler's going to get an offsides. That's going to give Andover Central the first down.
It's a gain of about 8 to the 19 and a 3rd down and 1, but a penalty marker comes out.
That quick defensive line of Buhler trying to get a jump, just listening to the snap count rather than watching the football.
And that'll move the ball forward inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 from there. Jefferson out of the gun, 2 receivers right, 2 left. Maddox to his right. He'll take the snap, wants to throw, throws left. Doesn't throw left very often, but he does there inside the 10 and down to the 9-yard line. Interesting stat. He's very right-handed, Christopher, in his passing game. He throws right 63% of the time. Went against the odds on that play, and a completion down to about the 7.
Yeah, nice tackle made the instant he made the catch by Will Haanen there. Jacob Miller in there as well to help get a good shot.
So the 2nd down and 3, no score, 10:01 to play here in the opening period. They go with 3 receivers to the right side. Straight ahead, Archibald, and he's going to be stopped short of the 1st down at the 6-yard line. Needs the 4-yard line for a 1st down, but boy, gosh, you got to think that Andover Central, if they don't convert on 3rd, they'll go for it on 4th.
Yeah, probably in 4-down territory. That time, Will Haanen came off the left edge and was able to get the stop for little gain.
We talked about it in the pregame. One of the things this Buhler defense did so well last week was stop Wamego on 3rd and 4th down. Wamego was just 4 of 16 in those situations. Here's Jefferson out of the gun on 3rd and about 2. Fakes to Archibald, wants to throw right side, and has it caught for a Jaguar touchdown to the back of the end zone by Brant Stupka.
Yeah, they just ran a quick slant that time. Mitchell McDaniel was right in the vicinity. They ran the play action to try to freeze the Buhler defenders, and the instant Jefferson pulled up from the play action, just delivered a dart over the middle to Stupka for the first score of the night.
So Andover Central goes right down the field in 8 plays, aided by a Buhler penalty and a 6-yard touchdown pass from Jefferson to Stupka. And now with the PAT, they will boot it through. Andrew Klaus makes it a 7-0 game. 9:14 here to go in the opening period from Andover Central. Crusader football, the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Hi, this is Jasmine Hurlbut with the marketing department at First National Bank. At the First, Thanksgiving is more than just a holiday. It's a time to express our sincere gratitude to our valued customers. Let's give back to our communities together. For every new deposit account opened this month, the First will make a donation to a local food bank of your choice. Stop in at any of our Hutchinson, Goddard, Haven, or Andell locations today. First National Bank, always first for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When quality of care matters, let the compassionate and professional staff at Hospice and Home Care of Reno County serve you. We are committed to the well-being of our community because we are your neighbors and friends. We provide services such as home health, hospice, private duty, palliative care, and voice care. Count on us to provide your in-home health care services. Wherever you consider home, Hospice and Home Care of Reno County, your local not-for-profit agency serving a 50-mile radius of Hutchinson. We care how you live.
95.9 HKFM.
Well, after the Jaguar touchdown, the kickoff, Carter Jones on the return and gets it up to the 24-yard line. Buhler's offense, averaging 37 points a game, will take over with senior quarterback Brendan Skripczyk, who completes 51% of his passes on the year. 9:08 to go here in the opening quarter. 7-0 Jags out of the I formation. They put the super back in motion right to left, and they'll run right side. Mitchell McDaniel took over midseason at tailback for the Crusaders and gets the carry forward to the 28-yard line and a gain of 4. Boy, that's all you're asking for, Christopher,
yes.
all night long is 4 yards.
Yes, just stay on schedule, down and distance. It's going to be really critical. And, one of the most beautiful things in last week's game was that giant 19-play long drive. If Buhler can just ground and pound this clock into oblivion, that'd be awesome.
They go with 2 wings here, and Brendan out of the gun on 2nd down. They'll pitch it to the super back in motion coming across, and not much there. The carry that time by Max Harmony, not much there to the right side. Forward to the 29-yard line, only nets him a yard on second down. And so it'll be 3rd and 6 coming up here. Buhler going right to left from the near side hash mark. McDaniel over 700 yards on the season, averaging 6.8 a carry with Gazaway in the backfield. Receivers tonight include Pisano, Carson, and the tight end, Jacob Miller. Here's Brendan out of the gun. 2 receivers right, 2 left. The tailback stays in. Brendan rolling right, throws, looking for his tight end, and Jacob Miller cannot hold on. He was in good position right at the first down stick, throw just a little bit low, and Buhler's going to have to punt away here in their first series.
Yeah, Buhler was so good last week on 3rd and 4th down. We talked about in the pregame, 10 of 16 combined between them. And unfortunately for Buhler's first possession tonight, Buhler goes 3 and out. So the Black Knight defense is going to have to try to answer here to avoid going down 2 scores.
Looked like, Matt, he had a chance to hit the tight end, but throw just not quite on target.
Yeah, I think maybe just a little bit of a slip out of his hands as he threw that into the turf.
Brendan Skripczyk, low-line drive punt here that is going to bounce near the 40 on the Andover Central sideline and go out of bounds at about the 37. Well, Jaguars march right down the field in their first series. Coach Cole's over there, maybe some of the adjustments that he's trying to make with his defense.
Yeah, so it'll be really interesting to see what Coach Cole's dials up this go-around. He did a little bit of movement on the first possession, sometimes with the 5-man front, had Haanen coming off the edge. Andover Central didn't really try for the home run ball in the first series. Kind of surprised. Wouldn't be surprised if they go deep right off the gate here.
1st and 10 from the 38. They run 65% of the time on first down. Trips left here with the quarterback Jefferson out of the gun, rolling to his left. He's been going against the odds a lot of the first quarter. Has a receiver downfield. The throw is high and incomplete on the Buhler sideline at the Buhler 40, intended for Adler. The throw just a bit off target there. As Jefferson rolling to his left, it'll be 2nd and 10.
Good coverage that time by Jared Miller, and that was the most vertical attempt that Andover Central has had so far this evening. Nice job, like we said, of Miller going step for step with Adler.
Yeah, they really like those mid-range out routes, and then their talented receivers get a lot of yards after catch. 7-0 here, 7:33 to go in the first. 2nd down, 10. Andover Central from their own 38-yard line on their second drive. Archibald on the ground trying to bounce it to the outside. Will not get there. He's going to be drugged down from behind. A couple of Crusaders, including Jackson Pratt, there on the stop.
There's only been one team this season that's rushed over for 100 yards against Buhler. Black Knight defense looking a lot more sturdy this go-round.
Loss of 2 on the play back to the 36. Clock continues to run. We'll go inside 7 minutes to go in the opening period. Jags scored in 8 plays on their opening drive. A 6-yard touchdown pass to Jefferson, from Jefferson to Stupka, and they lead it 7-0. 4 wide receivers set here on 3rd down and long. 2 right, 2 left. Now they'll put a receiver. That's Adler in motion. They'll overload the right side. Jefferson steps up in the pocket, now being flushed out, and he's going to be hit, driven back into one of his own offensive linemen at the 27-yard line, and a huge loss, and it'll be 4th down and long.
Paycheck Friday right there. Cash Carson with the sack for Buhler, and great job by the Black Knight defense. That's the kind of series that Buhler's going to need if we want to advance to Emporia next week.
It'll be sack number 9 on the year for Cash Carson, and it pushes the Jags back to the 27. They lost yards on 2 plays on this drive, and now they'll have to boot it away. The kick is going to bounce in front of Jeremy Gentry, and he's just going to get out of the way of it. He's been so smart all year, knowing when to catch, when to get away from it. That's definitely a dangerous position to play.
Yeah, a less experienced return man maybe would try to take a foolish chance there and try to field it as it's rolling and there's gunners bearing down, but we've complimented Gentry Jr. all year long. Smart move to just get the heck away. Buhler still has decent field position here to start their second possession.
Crusaders started their first drive from their own 24. They'll start this one from the 23. 1st and 10. 6:02 to go in the first. 7-0 Andover Central. Out of the I formation, 2 receivers set. And Mitchell McDaniel on an inside carry to the right. Gets it across the 25 to the 26. A Buhler offensive line On the big side, Bodie Redenbaugh and Nixon Stanley, John Aldridge and Logan Turner back in the quick side tonight, and the senior Tanner Brown in the middle. It'll be 2nd down and 7 after a first down gain of 3 to the 26-yard line. Buhler out of the huddle with about 20 seconds to go on the play clock. They stay in the eye, single receivers either side. Brendan will take the snap. It's a run by the quarterback that is going to lose yardage on that counter play. Brendan going to the left and dropped back to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, the middle linebacker, Don Hager, the senior, 5'9", 170 pounds, drops Skripczyk for a big loss. So now Buhler facing a 3rd and long, obvious passing situation. Let's see if Skripczyk and the Crusaders can get their first completion of the night right here.
This is a spot where Brendan likes to look for cash.
If you have disciplined linebackers, that counterplay like that just takes so long to develop. 3rd down and 13. Brendan out of the gun, trips to the right side of the formation, steps up in the pocket. He's going to be hit and dropped from behind at the 15-yard line, and that's going to force another punting situation. That is just the 11th time this year in 11 games that Brendan Skripczyk has been sacked.
Yeah, this time it was the backside defensive end, Gage Hurley, big 6'3" senior, came from Brendan's blind side and hit him. Luckily, Skripczyk was able to hold on to the football, and so he didn't turn it over, but Buhler with another 3 and out.
Well, we preach all of this all the time with a running team like Buhler is oriented. You just can't get behind on down and distance. Boy, just did get the punt. It's blocked. Punt's blocked. Andover Central has got it. Defender has got it and tackled out of bounds inside the 5. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Jags inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, it was Landon Preston, the senior, that blocked the punt, and then Eli Kiter, a junior from Andover Central, scooped it up and took it down the sideline. And so the snap was pretty high, and it was hard for Skripczyk to field, but great block pump there by Andover Central, and things going against the Crusaders here. Black Knights are going to have to pull one out of the fire here to prevent going down 2 scores.
Jags are going to have it 1st and goal just short of the right side hash mark of the 3-yard line, going from left to right. Crusader football brought to you by the Bakery House, by Blue Stem Communities, Service Plus Electrical, by Glenn's Bulk Food Shop and Gospel Bookstore, and by Prairie Star Health Center. Jefferson out of the gun, 2 receivers left. They'll put a receiver in motion to the right. Here is Archibald, tripped up shy of the line of scrimmage. The ball comes out. I think the Crusaders have it. At the 4-yard line, the ball came out as Archibald was tripped up. And what a play by this Black Knight defense.
Holy smokes, when we have a punt blocked and they return it inside the 5, it looks like dire straits, but the Black Knight defense bending and not breaking, force a fumble, and Buhler will avert disaster there. We couldn't see who stripped it there, Matt, but what a play.
Yeah, it was Chase Gentry who came up with it. Wasn't the one who knocked it out, saw it rolling around on the ground, dove up, covered it up. Huge play for the Black Knight defense.
They are going to be up against their own goal line from their own 4. 1st and 10, 3:53 to go with the first 7-0 Andover Central. Here's Mitchell trying to bounce to the outside, gets to the 2nd level for the first time in the run game tonight, and gets across the 10 and up to the 12, and that is a solid 8-yard gain on 1st down.
Yeah, Andover Central, not a team that fumbles very often. That's just their 6th lost fumble on the entire season, and in 12 games now, pretty impressive statistic.
That is takeaway number 20 on the year by this Black Knight defense. They're going to go out of the eye with 2 receivers to the right side on 2nd down and short. It's going to be the inside handoff to the fullback, Nick Gazaway. It's been so good here late in the year, and he'll get the first down. That is Buhler's first National Bank first down of the night, up to the 19-yard line.
Yeah, Mitchell McDaniel's run on 1st down, best run he's had so far this evening. Getting Gazaway going. Matt, you talked a bunch. That was going to be really critical, getting Gazaway going.
Yeah, and if nothing else, out of the shadow of your own goalpost.
1st and 10 from the 19, Buhler right to left. 2 receivers right now. They'll put a receiver in motion. Out of the eye, inside handoff again. Gazaway pushing the pile forward across the 20 to the 21. 2:44 left in a very quick first quarter clock. And Gaz gets 2 yards across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, good surge that time by the Buhler offensive line. Only picked up 2, but I tell you what, if we can just be consistent and not lose yardage and have those third and easier to convert numbers, we got a lot better chance.
Each team now with 3 drives on offense. A punt, a fumble, and a touchdown for Andover Central. Buhler a punt, a blocked punt, and now their 3rd drive of the night. They'll keep it on the ground on the right side and forward progress up to the 25-yard line. So facing a 3rd down and 4 at their own 25 with 2 minutes to go in the first.
Yeah, I'll take 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 all day long. Good carry there on 2nd down to get Buhler in 3rd and manageable.
Buhler comes in averaging 281 rushing yards a game. They stay in the eye. Brendan wants to throw on 3rd down. Receiver on the far side caught. That is Cash Carson. The far side hash mark catches it up across the 35 at the 36-yard line.
Skripsik's first completion of the game, a big one as Buhler converts the 2nd time on this drive. The Buhler offense with a little momentum here late in the first.
Boy, you can just see how comfortable Brendan is throwing the ball to Cash.
Another First National Bank first down, 12th catch of the year for Carson. Came in 11 for 232. They'll go with 2 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Mitchell trying to get to the outside, now cuts inside, and just nowhere to go above this Andover Central defense. Dropped at the 35. Andover will line up in multiple fronts. They're a base 3-3-5 defense, which is a little bit of a wrinkle.
Yeah, and this Andover Central defense is too good to really try to string things out. They did a good job of trying to kind of trick McDaniel and thinking there was something to the edge, but they were able to drop him for a loss.
This might be the final play of the first quarter. 2nd and 11 here on the ground, straight ahead. And they'll get the lost yardage back and a couple of more. Forward progress to the 42-yard line. And I think against this quick, fast, aggressive defense, it really is just running straight at him is your best option.
Yeah, that time Skripsik on the option keeper, faked to the fullback, then looped around the right side and was able to pick up the yardage they lost. So now 3rd and 8 here as Buhler might run this out to go to the end of the 1.
They do not have to snap the ball again here in the first quarter. 7-0 Andover Central. Jags scored on the opening drive of the night. Offenses have been held in check since then, including a blocked punt and a fumble recovered by the Crusaders' Chase Gentry. Buhler's got a big 3rd down coming up when we come back to start the second quarter. From the Allen Samuels broadcast booth, Crusader football on HKFM.
Hey fans, this is Rachel Nelson. It's game time and I Need a Cleaners can help you look like a winner. Spend your valuable time prepping for the game, not doing laundry. Keep your knit polos and khaki pants looking great. For the winning look, stop by I Need a Cleaners, 13th and Main in Hutchinson.
Insurance premiums gone up? Head to the Redinger Agency across from Bogies and Hutch to get the best rates on all your coverage or go to RedingerAgency.com. Get your quote today at the Redinger Agency in Hutchinson, one stop for all your insurance needs.
The Bradbury Company, headquartered in Mound Ridge, is a family-owned custom equipment builder, now hiring qualified candidates for manufacturing roles. Apply online at bradburygroup.com/careers. The Bradbury Company, we build machines, we sell solutions.
If you're looking for a late starting college class, Hutchinson Community College may have what you need. It's not too late to get enrolled. We have classes starting throughout the semester. Call 620-665-3535 or email myfuture@hutchcc.edu today.
95.9 HKFM.
3rd and 8 from the 38. Buhler left to right now in the second quarter. Brendan out of the gun. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Looking for Quentin Pisano on this near sideline at the Andover Central 45, and a flag comes out as there was contact perhaps a tad early before the catch there. Is there a flag on the field?
Yeah, it was in the backfield.
It's in the backfield.
It's going to be holding on the offensive line. Holding by the quick tackle, Logan Turner. And so Buhler's going to get the penalty negated.
Yeah, they'll decline it.
It'll be 4th down, and Crusaders are going to have to punt away here.
Well, and one thing that's making it a little bit difficult to tell whether or not there's flags out there, I'm sure you guys have noticed their nose guard has bright yellow shoes that mimic a flag pretty closely.
So another punt. Brendan will get this one away. The last one blocked. It's going to bounce at the 30, be picked up by a Jaguar. A dangerous play by the return man, Adler. If he doesn't field that cleanly and it touches it, it's a live ball with Crusaders all around him, but he's able to hold on to it.
And Cash Carson right there to trip him up.
Stopped him at the 31. That's going to be a nervous play for a coach. When your punt return man is in traffic and kind of makes a gutsy decision to go after the ball, that could go wrong in a hurry. So the Crusaders in 3 series held out of the end zone, still 7-0 Jags, 11:44 to go in the second. Andover Central from their own 31, 1st and 10. Jefferson screen pass to throw, far side hits Stupka for a short gain. He's going to be tripped up shy of the 35. They'll mark him down right at the 35-yard line, and a gain of 4 on 1st down.
Yeah, we'll slip screen over there. The defensive end on that side, Cruz Hirschberger, saw it coming, was able to get out there and just get a piece of him right after the catch to make it not be as successful of a play as Andover Central was hoping for.
Clock will continue running. 11:16 to go here in the half. 7-0 Andover Central from Jaguar Stadium and the semifinals of the 4A state playoffs. Trips left. Now they put Archibald in motion. Back into the backfield. He gets the handoff and goes forward for a yard, and that is it. Crosses the 35 to the 34. He started as one of 3 receivers to the left, came in motion, got the handoff, and gets just a yard out of that play on 2nd down.
Cruz Hirschberger and Jacob Miller teaming up for the tackle, and that time they had the 3 receivers to the near side. Buhler really only had 2 defenders over there, so very well scouted to know that inside slot receiver, not much of a threat to throw to.
That fumble recovered by Chase Gentry was forced, by the way, by Will Heyman on Andover Central's last series. Out of the gun, they'll put Archibald in motion. Jefferson to throw, slings it far side, caught by Stupka for a 1st down on the Buhler sideline. And they'll mark him out of bounds at the 45. That'll move the chains for the Jaguars.
Nice pop by Mitchell McDaniel after Stupka caught the ball, just delivered a blow with his shoulder, knocked him out of bounds, but not after Stupka got the 1st down.
Andover Central, this amazing run that they've been on, went all the way to the title game, lost to St. Thomas Aquinas a year ago. 4 trips to the final game of the season in the last 9 years for the Jaguars. Right to left here on their drive, 1st and 10 at the 45. A lot of motion out there before the snap. They had 3 receivers switch sides of the field on that play. Now they overload the left side with the quarterback out of the gun. They're going to hand it off to Archibald. Made 2 guys miss on what would have been a play stop for a loss. Gets a short gain. He is so tough to bring down. He should have been dropped for a yard loss. Instead, somehow finds a way to get 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, Maddox Archibald doing a really good job with his knee drive, making it really hard. That time, Cash Carson tried to get a piece of his feet, missed. Cruz Hirschberger tried as well, but Archibald kept driving the feet and was able to have a decent pickup of 4.
2nd and 7. Twins left. Jefferson out of the gun. Archibald stays in the backfield in the jet sweep. Here is Adler in the middle of the field. He's going to be stopped going left to right at the 50-yard line. Let's see where they make this spot. Well, if it's the 49, that's a really generous spot by the officials. Andover Central facing a 3rd down and 4 here.
Well, and that time Cruz Hirschberger got just decked in the back. No call there, unfortunately. So Andover Central with a manageable 3rd and short.
On the Buhler side of the 50-yard line, driving toward the north end zone here at Jaguar Stadium. Big 3rd down for the Crusaders. Opponents this year on 3rd down just 22%. Trips stacked to the left side. Jefferson heaves it away. This is dangerous. This is where their receivers are so good. And it's not Stupka. It's not Adler. It's Brody DeGarmo who goes up and over a double team somehow comes down with the football at the 14. And the Jags are going to go hurry up here. Tempo, 1st and 10 from the 14. And they run that quarterback sneak, which didn't work the first time they tried that tempo play. It doesn't work here, maybe a yard forward. But that is what these Jags receivers are so good at in traffic against defenders going up and making these highlight catches.
Yeah, I mean, it was very well covered. He was bracketed by two defenders. The inside defender for Buhler tried to go up and get the pick, and DeGarmo just climbed the ladder and was able to hold on and set up their 1st and goal.
Guys, Jace Jefferson lost his helmet, so he's going to have to take this play off.
And not 1st and goal, sorry, inside the red zone.
But really there, you just want your defender just to bat the ball down if you can. Felt like DeGarmo was well covered there.
Yeah, Brady was right with him, just dropped it in right over his outstretched arm.
So Jefferson out of the game on 2nd and 9 for a play. They're going to hand it off. It's DeGarmo who takes the snap and hands it to Archibald, and he is going to lose yardage back to the 18-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and long from there. By the way, if we get into a field goal situation here, Andrew Klaus, their kicker, is 6 of 8 on field goal attempts with a long of 43 this year. So for a high school guy, he's got a pretty good leg.
No doubt.
Football sitting at the left hash mark of the 18-yard line. Andover Central facing a 3rd and 14 here. The first down stick up at about the 4. 7:42 to go in the half. 7-0 Andover Central. 3 receivers to the right side. Jefferson with all kinds of time now being pressured. Now he's going to heave it away. And are you kidding me? Another highlight catch for a 1st down. How in the world did Adler, that's not Adler, that's Archibald, who comes up, almost looked like the defenders thought it was uncatchable and gave up. And a great catch by Archibald sets up a 1st and goal.
And a very awkward throw made by Jace Jefferson. He rolled hard to his right and then kind of threw across his body, just kind of threw the jump ball down there. And,
I thought he was throwing it out of bounds initially.
He puts a lot of air under his throws.
So 1st and goal at the 3. Archibald is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. He's actually going to lose a yard back to the 4-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal. Last time Andover Central was here, remember, was the fumble forced by Will Hanen.
So let's see if the Black Knights can find lightning in a bottle here and try to force another turnover.
2 spectacular catches, one by DeGarmo, one on by Archibald, that have set up this goal line situation. 2nd and goal at the 4, the near side hash mark. Jefferson out of the gun, wants to throw to the corner, and that is going to be caught for a Jaguar touchdown. Well, we told you in the pregame that the defensive backs would be tested in this game, and they were sure on that drive. And Andover Central, 3 big pass plays where they came away with the ball and they come away with a touchdown.
Yeah, Jefferson throwing the ball all over the field, doing a great job. You know, coming into tonight's game, he was almost 60% completion rate, which at the high school ranks is really, really good. If you get a high school quarterback that's above 50, that's great. At 60, fantastic. And that drive really propelled by Jace Jefferson's arm.
As Jacob jumped early, this left side of the line was really going to try to get out and block that.
Flag comes out on the PAT. I still don't, how did Archibald catch that ball there on 3rd and long inside the, he was almost falling down backwards when he caught it.
An athletic play made by an athlete.
So they'll reset now and kick from the 10. The PAT is good. 6:24 to go in the half. Wheeler's offense is going to have to get something going here, down 14-0. Tonight's coverage, part of the Hutch CC Road to a Championship. Presented by Next Tech Wireless on HKFM.
Holly here with Holly Sweet Treats. We have pies, cinnamon rolls, holiday cakes, and cookies to make your family's Thanksgiving gathering extra special this year. Follow us on social media, come see us at 205 South Main in Hutchinson, or call 888-YUM to place your order today.
Plaza Astle Realty, locally owned and brokered right here in Hutchinson. With deep roots in Reno, Rice, and McPherson counties, we're your go-to team for personalized real estate service. Call us at 620-662-0576 or visit plaza-astle.com.
Have you been thinking about remodeling your home? Head to the showroom at Stang Plumbing and Design on Main Street in Hutchinson, where they continue to take the time to build the relationships and trust with their customers as they've done for over 59 years. At Stang Plumbing and Design, they truly get to know their customers' needs and wants and will provide continual attention to detail and communication throughout the project from start to finish. Stang Plumbing and Design. For us, it's not just a remodel, it's a relationship.
95.9 HKFM.
Carter Jones got hit from behind. Nice return across the 35 up to about the 37-yard line. 6:16 to go in the second quarter. Buhler's going to start this drive from their own 36, gentlemen, and this feels like a really important spot in the game for our offense to finally find some success.
Yeah, Buhler needs a successful scoring drive here, bottom line, because we can't afford to give the ball back to Andover Central, because if they go up 3 scores for the half, that'd be a tall mountain for this Crusader offense to climb.
Out of the I formation, left to right. On first down from the 36, play action. Brendan to throw and just overthrew a wide open fullback. Gazaway standing at the 40-yard line, and Brendan just misjudged it, threw it over his head, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the outside linebacker, Landon Preston, was kind of in the neighborhood, but Gazaway had some steps on him. Unfortunately, the ball was just too high for Gazaway to haul in.
Andover Central converted twice on 3rd down and long on their latest touchdown drive to take a 14-0 lead. 2nd and 10, out of the I, single receivers either side. Buhler just 2 first downs so far in this half. And that inside trap play to Gazaway, and it's forward for 4 yards, which is fantastic. You'd really love it here if it was 2nd down and 6 and not 3rd down and 6.
Yes, but a very manageable situation here, and this the Black Knight defense needs a puff, so let's see if the offense can keep the ball in our hands here.
5:45 to go in the half. Brendan under center. Mitchell stays in behind him. He'll put Martinez in motion. They fake it to him in the jet sweep. They throw it in the flat to the near side of Mitchell McDaniel, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds shy of the first down. A lot happening on that play. That jet sweep to Martinez that went for 2 first downs, one of them a touchdown last week. They fake it to him. Mitchell, though, cannot get to the sticks, and Buhler's going to have to punt away on 4th down.
Kind of a dangerous pass. I'm sure they didn't have it drawn up because it was a backwards pass that time from Skripsik to McDaniel. And so if he drops it, it's a live ball, but McDaniel was able to hold on and just couldn't quite get to the sticks. So unfortunately, Buhler will have another 3 and out.
You know, the tough part about that, you go back to that first play. I mean, that's a play Buhler runs all the time, just dump it off to the fullback, and Brendan just overthrew him. And now Skrip, kind of a wobbly kick that's going to go out of bounds to the Andover Central sideline. Inside the 30. Well, you said these Buhler defenders needed a rest. They didn't get much of one. They've got to find something here, because you sure got to keep Andover Central out of the end zone with 5:25 here to go in the half.
Yes, we cannot afford to go down 3 scores. Buhler has yet to have an INT tonight. You saw Jace Jefferson throwing it all over the yard on that last series. Let's see if the Black Knights can answer. And also, too, Jefferson doing a good job getting rid of the football. Didn't really get touched by any defenders. Let's see if the D-line can bring some heat.
Hopefully our defensive backs have figured out quickly you cannot give up on a play. These receivers are talented enough to make some pretty spectacular catches. 1st and 10 from their own 39, leading 14-0. Jefferson out of the gun. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Here's Archibald on a run to the right, and he gets struck down from behind. He's going to lose a yard. And will be brought down at the 38.
Well, the linebacking core, Gazaway and Hainan there in on the stop. Gazaway got there first. Hainan was able to finish him off, so a loss of 1 on the first down.
All of their positive plays really coming through the air. The defense has figured out the run a little bit.
2nd down and 11. Clock running, under 5 minutes to go here in this second quarter. Trips to the right. Jefferson pressured, throws to the left. Caught by Adler. Beats the defender up the sideline into Buhler territory. And forward progress up to the 46-yard line. Andover Central doing what Wamego was not able to do last week, and that is hit receivers in space. And Adler there with some yards after the catch.
Yeah, and that was set up by Adler's physicality. He had a great stiff arm that time and just put Jared Miller on the dirt with his stiff arm, unfortunately.
1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Jefferson out of the gun. Archibald, they fake it to him. They're going to go for the home run ball here, and it is open. But batted away at the last second. What a recovery by Quentin Pisano inside the 5. He came speeding in and batted that ball down. Incomplete. Actually, was that Gentry that did that?
It was Quentin, and that was Quentin. A fantastic play. Best secondary play tonight.
Yeah, Stupka had him beat that time, but Pisano did not give up on the play. An athletic play made by number 7 to save Buhler's bacon right there.
And guys didn't try to go for the interception, just put a hand on it.
Second down and 10, and I think maybe Stupka had to pump the brakes just a tad to wait for that ball to get to him. Pisano got in there and knocked it away. What a great play. Here is Archibald on the ground, running to the right side, and he'll be corralled and brought down shy of the 40. At the 41-yard line. So here we are with another third down situation. Buhler has not, so far for the most part, been able to get off the field on third down. They've got to find a way here.
See if we can get off the field here. Nice stop that time by Jeremy Gentry Jr. Clock running. It'll be under 4 minutes to go here before this play probably takes place.
Third down and 5. First down stick up at the 36. Jags going right to left, leading 14-0. Chase Jefferson is their senior quarterback out of the gun. Archibald, the tailback, to his left. 2 receivers either side. Pressure picked up off the edge. Ball is caught close to the first down stick. Will Haanen rides the receiver down. It's all going to be about the spot. It looks like it's going to be about a yard short.
Yeah, great job by Haanen as he was step for step. He secured the tackle. Andover Central going tempo.
4th down and a yard. And now Jefferson will look to the sideline.
And they might just run it down and bang a timeout here as head coach Tuttle is really having a conversation with the official on the near sideline.
It is 4th down and 1. This year, opponents against the Crusaders 45% on 4th down. The play clock is all. They're going to have to call a timeout here. Just trying to get Buhler to jump. And the play clock runs dead. And Coach Tuttle will, in fact, call a timeout. 2:59 here to go in the half. Coverage of Crusader football from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
As the hot Kansas summer winds down, the end of one season and the start of the next is a great time to review the health of your pets at Apple Lane Animal Hospital. Have you missed any of your vaccinations? How about scheduling a general health checkup, annual blood work, and taking a look at your pet's diet and nutritional needs? Make 2025 the year you take care of your pets so they live a long and healthy life. Call the staff at Apple Lane Animal Hospital and schedule an appointment today at 662-0515.
95.9 HKFM.
Well, Andover Central, after the timeout, keeping their offense on the field. The way their defense has dominated this first half, I don't see why Coach Tuttle wouldn't go for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, they really tried the hard count. Buhler's gotten 2 encroachment penalties this evening, but that time Buhler showing some discipline, not jumping. But, Andover Central really has a chance to put an incredible amount of heat on Buhler if they could score this possession.
4th down and a yard. They'll put the quarterback under center. They're going to fake it. Little counter play, and Jefferson doesn't run much, but Buhler wasn't ready for that. They were looking for the sneak up the middle. Jefferson runs to the outside and gets inside the 25 to the 24 in the first down.
Yeah, they faked the dive to the fullback, and then Jefferson just took it around the left side. Like you said, only had 11 carries coming into this evening's game. And shoot, how many carries does he have now? Probably already 5 carries. So he's almost has half as many carries as he had all season long just this evening.
Boy, in addition to that dive, they also had the sweep action going left to right. So a lot of misdirection on that play.
1st and 10 at the 24, up 2 scores. Jefferson out of the gun. Archibald in the backfield to his right. They fake it to him. Play action rolling to the right side. Cash Carson after the quarterback. Now he cuts back left. He'll heave it as he gets hit out of bounds and throws it away. They chased him from this left side hash mark all the way across the field, out of bounds on the Buhler sideline, and boy, I'd love it if he stepped out of bounds before he let go of that ball.
He was dangerously close to stepping out of bounds and losing yardage.
I think he did.
Okay, yeah, from the rule, yeah. Looks like that's what they ruled.
He stepped out of bounds before he heaved it downfield. As they're going to mark him back. Officials are going to take a little extra time to make sure they get this right. He went out of bounds, though. The clock is stopped. 2:44 to play here in the half. Andover Central leading 14-0. They still haven't, now they spot the ball back at the 32. So it's a loss of 8. Second down and long. Jefferson again, they'll bring pressure off the edge. Here comes Hayden, they're going to get him back at the 39. Dial up that blitz by the Black Knights, and they got him. Another big loss. It'll be 3rd and long.
Hayden was there, and then Jackson Pratt able to just finish him off. Big stick there by Jax Pratt, but Hayden draws first blood, and one of the biggest hits that Jefferson's taken this evening right there.
And guys, again, Jefferson's helmet popped off, so he's going to head to the sideline. They'll have to bring in the backup for a play here.
Well, I'm just telling you, the Shrine Bowl voting ballots came out this week for media to be able to send in their votes. Will Hayden will be all over my ballot.
And rightfully so. Had 10 tackles, I believe, last week, and just a rock-solid defender. One of the reasons why this Black Knight defense has been so steady this season.
I think they're going to call another timeout. Now, here's a scenario where we saw in last drive by Andover Central, 3rd and 25. Twice they overcame the odds, had 2 different receivers make highlight reel catches. Our secondaries got to find a way to get themselves off the field right here.
Yeah, play to the whistle, play to the whistle, play to the whistle. And that's the thing. Good quarterbacks extend plays, and he's got an arm. I mean, I think about just how far he's thrown the ball downfield. Man, I don't know if we've seen a quarterback that's thrown it as far down the field and as accurately as he has this evening.
Guys, and not for nothing, if they can just get half of this deep in the Buhler side of the field, they may go ahead and go for this. I don't know. You're not going to punt it from here. And so maybe you try a long field goal. Would be a huge stop for the defense, especially if we can stop them without any points. Buhler, of course, will get the ball coming out of halftime.
Coverage of Crusader football brought to you by Bank of the Plains, by Lyman Dental, I Need a Cleaners, Rediger Agency, and by Holly Sweet Treats. Big 3rd and 25 coming up. Jags from the 39. The first down stick is a country mile away up at the 14-yard line. Jefferson out of the gun, trips to the left side. He's going to keep it on a run up the middle and be stopped at the 35-yard line. And that'll set up 4th down and long. This would be a very big ask from your kicker with the ball at the 35.
I think Coach Tuttle's just trying to run clock here. He ran the quarterback that time. Waited till they spotted the ball because they're going to be able to, if they want to, run this clock all the way down to a minute before they have to snap the football. Coach Warner's not going to use timeouts here because he doesn't want to give Andover Central more time. So,
Chris, don't you figure they just throw a deep one in the end zone? If it gets picked, it gets picked.
Yep.
So 4th down from the 35, 4th and 21 here. Jefferson, empty backfield set. They're going to quick kick it. And Gentry is going to catch it at the 8-yard line, be tackled at the 9. So they'll pin Buhler deep with 57 seconds to go before halftime. Buhler, big thing is they came up with a stop that they needed to come up with. They stay down only 2 scores.
Yeah, and you think about the fact after that block punt, they had 1st and goal inside the 5. So if the Crusaders, it'll be interesting to see what Coach Warner elects to do here. I have a feeling it's probably going to be pretty conservative because you mentioned it earlier, Aaron. We will get the ball to open the 3rd quarter. So with how this first half has gone, if Buhler can get to the half just down 2 scores, that's a manageable deficit.
How about a Mitchell McDaniel 90-yard run right here?
I'd take it.
Well, he's dragging a Jaguar with him, not for 90 yards. He only goes for 4, but he's kind of the dog doing much there. He had a Jag attached to his back end, just pulling away for 4 yards.
But Mitchell McDaniel showing some strength that time, dragging the defender with him. And this might be the last play of the first half right here.
It's about 7 seconds difference between the game clock and the play clock. Out of the eye, it'll be Gaz, the fullback. No, they do give it to McDaniel on the handoff, and the ball comes loose. I think Mitchell fell on it, and then it comes loose again, and the unthinkable happens as the Jaguars recover it for a touchdown in the end zone. Mitchell McDaniel on the far side just trying to fight for some extra yards and fumbles the ball for the first time this season. And in one play, disaster strikes as the Jags now with 13 seconds left in the half will go up 3 scores.
It's probably the worst possible thing that could happen to the Crusaders right there. Fumbling it and them scoring. Rats.
Jags will go for the PAT. The snap is high. They get it down, but the kick is no good. Wide right. High snap that time. 13.4 seconds to go before halftime. 20-0. Andover Central, the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Hey Hutchinson, it's Don Glaspie, and I'm back in town as new general manager at Allen Samuels Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. For over 28 years, I've been your friend in the car business, and as a proud veteran, I'm dedicated to building family and community right here with you. Whether you're looking for a new ride or just want to stop by and say hello, we've got something for everyone. Great deals, friendly faces, and a place where you're always welcome. So come by, and like Mr. Samuels always says,
come by, let's be friends.
The year was 1933. FDR took office, the first Major League Baseball All-Star Game was played, and King Kong was the hit movie. Hi, this is Brad Patton, and also in 1933, our agency, Wade Patton Insurance, was founded by my great-grandpa, you guessed it, Wade Patton. A lot of things have changed in the past 90 years. One constant, though, has been my family's helping to protect the people and businesses of Hutchinson and around Kansas. Stop by and see us today at 6th and Main, or check out WadePattonInsurance.com. Independent since 33, Wade Patton Insurance.
95.9 HKFM.
Well, our coverage tonight from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth. Allen Samuels Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Come by, let's be friends. The squib kick, Buhler will fall on it with 11.6 to go at the 39-yard line. Coming up in our Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report, we'll give you score updates at our Buhler Dental Care scoreboard of what's going on elsewhere. And we will visit with the new boys basketball coach at Buhler. Coach Tate will take over. They started practice this last week. And December the 6th, Buhler opens up their 24-25 campaign at Nickerson. 11.6 to go in the second. Buhler from their own 39-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground, a straight-ahead run. And Gazaway will run it across the 40 to the 41-yard line, and that will get us to halftime. Well, a tough first half, as tough as this Buhler group has had this year, as they find themselves for the first time this year down 3 scores and trailing 20-0 here at halftime. A couple of turnovers in the game. The last one, a critical fumble by Mitchell McDaniel, returned in the end zone for a touchdown by Andover Central. Again, 20-0 here at the half. Coverage of Crusader football brought to you in part by First National Bank, by Apple Lane Animal Hospital, Plaza Asto Realty, by Phoenix Restoration, and by the Bradbury Company. Our Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report begins next. You're listening to Crusader football on HKFM.
Tonight's coverage of Crusader football continues next with the Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report. Aaron and Chris recap tonight's first half, and we'll catch up with other coaches and athletes in This Week in Crusader Sports. 95.9 HKFM.
This message brought to you by your friends at Red Rock Auto Center in South Hutchinson. Our kids are a tremendous gift. Never forget that they are watching you. Setting the right example for them as they grow up is critical. Make time for them. Take them fishing. Go to their games and invest in their future. For all your service needs, you can find Red Rock Auto Center at 200 North Main Street in South Hutchinson, or visit us at redrockautocenter.com. Red Rock Auto Center. We're here when you need us.
Hutch Rec is your community recreation provider. We're passionate in bringing healthy living opportunities through our youth and adult sports, wellness and fitness classes, and several of our community events and races. We're also your community spirit provider, offering endless recreational opportunities at Dillon Nature Center, Senior Center at Elmdale Park, the Sports Arena, plus Hutchrec downtown. See all of the community spirit and healthy living opportunities Hutchrec provides your community at hutchrec.com and on our Hutchrec Facebook page.
And welcome back on our Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report. Our This Week in Crusader Sports. Hard to believe that December is just a week away and soon be flipping the calendar to basketball. Head boys coach Eric Tate joins us now. Coach, appreciate some time. How are you, sir?
Doing really well. Outside of my voice, things are going really well. Went to basketball this week, headed to I'll be at the game tonight for football, so kind of double duty, but awesome problem to have, if you want to call it a problem, to have half our team this week, and hopefully we don't have these football guys for another week.
Yeah, that would be fun if they could get past Andover Central tonight, and of course then the state title game the Saturday after Thanksgiving. I guess as we kind of get to know you as a coach and as a person, maybe just share a little bit of your background with us, where you come from, and kind of your coaching past, if you will.
Yeah, did a couple different assistant stints at Holton High School up in northeast Kansas, north of Topeka. Coached a year at Tonganoxie as an assistant as well. Guy I coached under, Connor Bouchard at Holton. He's now the head coach at Spring Hill in Kansas City. When he left to take that job, I took over for him at Holton. So 3 years ago now, I was the head coach at 1A Lincoln High School, northwest of Salina. Did that for a year. Wasn't really looking to leave. And then that Holton job popped up, a place that was kind of near and dear to my heart. So my wife and I kind of moved. We're both from the northeast Kansas area. So we moved back there for 2 years, and then obviously at Buhler now. Wasn't necessarily looking to leave Holton. Just thought Buhler was a really good place. From the 2010 and 2013 football game that Holton came down here, the football staff there had nothing but great things to say, and everybody who had any connections with Buhler that I reached out to had phenomenal things to say. Yeah. So some people like Connor Tieroff, who was an assistant, I coached with his brother. They all had good things to say. Coach Beheimer, who was on the wrestling and football staff a few years ago at Buhler, he had good things to say. So it was really attractive, and when we came down here, we were blown away. So really excited to be here. Been really pleased with the quality of kids, and we're loving it so far. So excited to get going. It's been a great football season. Again, hopefully we're in the same boat, but excited to get the full team whenever that may be.
Yeah, you mentioned, of course, one of the assistants on Coach Warner's staff. I know that he's been really excited to have you join the team, and to have that good cooperation between football and basketball, I think, is important, and keeping your kids active and having them out for both programs, and hopefully both are able to be successful.
Absolutely. Always good to have, that cooperation. I feel like the majority of all of our coaches that I've dealt with here so far have been really good and excited. Good to have 3-sport kids, multi-sport kids, so that cooperation and getting to know the coaching staff on the football side and just everybody in the building's been phenomenal. Great people. Can't say enough about the quality of people we have at Buhler High School and the Buhler School District.
Obviously, you mentioned a good chunk of your kids are still playing football, but I know you got a chance to spend some time in the summer with them. Only lost 2 seniors off this team from a year ago that won 13 games. Just to maybe talk a little bit about your kids and what you're looking forward to.
Yeah, we'll be a little short seniors. We have 3 coming back, Mitchell McDaniel, Julian Morrison, and Carter Jones. Just have Julian right now. The other Mitchell and Carter playing football. I'm their receivers coach, so built a pretty good rapport with them. Just looking at our roster, this week we've had upperclassmen, Isaiah Heredia, Luke Holmberg, and Ruben Harder in the gym. Some younger guys that we're hoping to step up in the gym. A lot of them still at football, but yeah, like I said, great kids, really good athletes. Excited to get them, but you know, they did really well this summer, bought into what we were doing, showed up to everything. Our kids are really busy, and you have to tip your cap to kids that are willing to go to, you know, cross country, then to basketball, or football, then to basketball, then playing baseball in the evenings, and they're busy. Sure. But I think that's great, and you know, a lot of them have jobs on top of that. So really hardworking kids, great parents. We're just really excited, and it's been great. So
yeah,
right now everything is going great.
Well, that's good. Do you have a philosophy as a coach as far as offensive style, or more defensive-oriented guy? Kind of maybe your thoughts on what you'd like to see the team accomplish? You more of a guy that kind of molds to your kids, or how do you approach that?
You know, we really want to preach man-to-man defense. We will run some zone, but we're a primarily man team. I've told our guys in the past, especially last year, we had a really young team at Holton. And towards the end of the year, you know, our offense was developing. We got better as the year went on, but you know, the defensive end is where you win games. And towards the end of the year, we were holding teams. We were winning some games down the stretch that we're holding teams in the 40s, and that's where you got to be. I think the shot clock will make it a little interesting this year, but defense has to win. We're a Princeton-style offense. We run a lot of, I think, a lot of good stuff, teaching just actions instead of, you know, having a bunch of different sets and walking the ball up. We'll try to play fast. I think with our older guys, like you said, a lot of returning guys, a lot of guys that played last year on the varsity level. I think we'll have good depth. I think pressing will be good. I think we should play fast. Our offense, you know, it's tough to learn at times, but you know, towards the mid part of the year, we expect to, you know, get that clicking, and we're going to be all right. So I really like our kids. They picked it up really well this summer. So
Sure.
Once we get them in the gym, I think we'll be fine. And, you know, especially early defense is going to have to be where we hang our hat.
Yeah. And you mentioned my last question, the shot clock being introduced in the league this year, and maybe your thoughts on that and how that will affect what teams are trying to do.
I think overall, a lot of when it came out, and a lot of coaches that I talked to, and you know, just philosophy wise, I think we'll have a lot of. I think you'll see a lot more press defense, not necessarily to turn the ball over, just to make you take 7 or 8 seconds to get it across, just so the shot clock. You know, you're already a little bit into the. You're already into the possession, trying to buy some time for yourself there. So I think that we'll see that a lot, and we'll implement that as well. But I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good for our level of basketball, and I think it'll look good as we go. It'll obviously take some adjusting, sure. And the teams we play, our league, I think we'll have game 1 without a shot clock, and then I think the rest of the season, the next 19 games, we will play with it, and then postseason you don't. So it'll be interesting, but it's something that I think is good and will be interesting as the year goes on.
Yeah. Well, Coach, we appreciate your time. Looking forward to getting the season started first Friday in December at Nickerson. And good luck to our boys tonight. And, yeah, thanks for some time. And you'll get that voice back maybe at the end of March. So.
Yep, we'll worry about that at a later date.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much. Take care.
Yep, thank you. Appreciate it.
That's head boys basketball coach Eric Tate with us here at halftime. We're back with more after this.
More of the Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report is coming up after this. Find exclusive stories highlighting Crusader athletics at AdAstraRadio.com. 95.9 HKFM. The Buhler Crusaders play here.
Hey, Crusader Nation, get ready for a night of music, refreshments, local flavors, and giving back. I'm Paul Erickson, inviting you to join the Buhler Education Foundation Friday, January 17th at the 1861 Club for Dueling Pianos, a benefit for the Buhler Education Foundation. Let's make a difference together. See you there, and go Crusaders.
You already know H&R Block does taxes, but you may not know you can get expert help in person or virtually, or that our tax pros average 10 years of experience, and your biggest possible refund is always guaranteed. H&R Block in Hutchinson, Ellsworth, and Lyons.
Need a fast, convenient way to recycle your job site scrap metal? Get competitive pricing and quick service with Scrap Management Industries. From removal to sale, get cash for aluminum, copper, brass, steel, and more with Scrap Management Industries.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Well, back here on our very back of Kansas halftime report, as we get into some things, I do want to say a quick congratulations to the Warner family. Brittany and Blake had their second little boy this week on Tuesday. Dax Wesley Warner arrived at 12:31 of the afternoon, 6 pounds 1 ounce, 17 3/4 inches long. So congratulations to them.
And they have a short trip to the game tonight. Live over here in the Andover area. Congratulations to Coach Warner and his son, daughter-in-law.
Out of scores, 6 o'clock kicks already going final in our Buhler Dental Care.
Yeah, we'll take a look first at the other games that were on the Ad Sports Network. Down in 3A over in Andale. The Indians making short work of the Holcomb Longhorns tonight, 55-14, as Andale punches their ticket for the 3A state title game in Hutch next week. In six-man action over across on 54 out west. Cunningham 45's Teskett in the third quarter, 54-8. So the Cunningham Wildcats are back in the six-man state title game. That will be held this year in Greensburg, a new site for state title games. And then the last score that we have in the 8-man 1 sub-state championship game in Claflin was Clifton Clyde kicking a field goal with 1:28 remaining. So they went up on Central Plains 25-22. That game's over on our sister station, Real Country 98.9 KGBK.
All right, it is 20-0 Andover Central here at the half. Andover Central scored on their opening drive, a 6-yard touchdown pass from Jefferson to Stupka. Peter's really been stymied on offense, this very aggressive Andover Central defense. The third of their 3 touchdowns, a fumble late in the second quarter, recovered in the end zone by the Jaguars. They missed the extra point on a high snap and lead it 20-0 here at the half. Second half action coming up. Andrew Epp has a look at our halftime stats. Andrew?
Well, 20-0 Andover Central is not the way you wanted it to go. The Jaguars are outgaining the Crusaders in total yards 145-37 on 31 plays to the Crusaders 20. They also have the edge in first downs. Andover Central 8, Buhler just 2. Third down conversions, Buhler Crusaders 1 for 5, Andover Central Jaguars 4 for 7. Buhler did not attempt a fourth down. Andover Central is 1 for 1, and penalties, we don't have many. Buhler has the only penalty of the game that was accepted. That's 1 for 5 yards. And the Crusaders, 2 turnovers. Andover Central, if you count the blocked punt, the Crusaders have 2 turnovers. Andover Central has the 1 fumble. Rushing, Buhler just 15 attempts for 25 yards. That's 1.67 yards per carry. Brendan Skripczyk, 3 carries for -9. Mitchell McDaniel just 6 for 12 and a fumble lost. Nick Gazaway 6 for 22. He's your leading rusher for the Crusaders. And on the ground for Andover Central, 17 carries for 23 yards, 1.35 yards per carry. Their leading rusher is Maddox Archibald, 10 for 27. And then through the air, Brendan Skripczyk for the Crusaders, just 2 for 5, 12 yards. No picks, no touchdowns. Cash Carson's your leading receiver. He has 1 catch for 11 yards. And Andover Central's Jace Jefferson is 11 for 14 with 112 through the air. 2 touchdowns, no picks. Leading receiver is Brody DeGarmo with 1 catch for 35 yards. But Brant Stupka has 5 catches for 31 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. Will Hanen for the Crusaders, 6 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 1 sack and a forced fumble. Cruz Hirschberger, 4 tackles, a tackle for a loss and a sack. Cash Carson, 3 tackles, 2 of them were sacks. Chase Gentry, 2 tackles and a fumble recovery. Jackson Pratt, 3 tackles, 2 of them for a loss, 1 sack. Quint Pisano has 2 tackles and a pass breakup. Jacob Miller, 2 tackles, 1 of them was for a loss. And defensively for Andover Central, they did recover a fumble in the end zone for a touchdown. So 20-0, your halftime score. Jaguars have the lead.
All right, just about 90 seconds to go before we get to half number 2. Andrew, thank you. We'll come back and get you set up for the second half right after this from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Lyman Family Dental, next to Bank of the Plains on 30th and Hutch, is offering new patient specials that include a free comprehensive exam with a paid cleaning or x-ray through the month of December. Lyman Family Dental, brightening smiles one visit at a time.
Here's a bright idea: no billing shenanigans. With IdeaTech Internet, the price is the price. No hidden fees or charges. No billing shenanigans. Another bright idea from IdeaTech. Find your plan today at ideatech.com.
95.9 HKFM.
Well, our coverage of Crusader football this season brought to you by Scrap Management of Hutchinson, by Ray & Sons Roofing, by Alpha Land Surveys, Apex Shears, and by the Medicine Shop. Well, Matt, you've been down there on the sideline. It's kind of the mood down there, and what do these guys have to do here on this first drive of the second half to get things headed in the right direction?
So much of it right here. We've got to have a good scoring drive here. Buhler has got to get points on the board here to open this third quarter, because what you can't afford is an empty possession and Andover Central with an opportunity to make it a 4-score game.
And not for nothing, some big play would sure help. The sideline over here is pretty dead, so just something to inject a little bit of life into this far sideline.
Well, I have so enjoyed spending the year with these seniors, and we have them on Monday nights in our coaches show and getting to know them and their families. I saw the Carson family before the game, and they were pumped up, and I know a lot of other families in the stands across the way were too. And these young men have 2 quarters to try and figure this out. Let's see if they can do it. Andover Central will kick from their 40. Second half action underway here on KWHK Hutchinson. Carter Jones will return it up to about the 28-yard line. Weirdest stat from the first half. Carter Jones has more return yards in the game than Buhler did offensive yards in the first half.
Yeah, that's kind of a conspicuous stat. So just talking with statistician Andrew Epp there at the break, rhythm. We've got to get some offensive rhythm here because, yeah, if one returns the biggest play you've got, it's not a good statistic.
From their own 28, Aaron West, Chris Shank, Matt Atherton from Jaguar Stadium in Andover Central tonight, left to right here in quarter number 3. This is Mitchell McDaniel. Can he finally get going? Andover Central, that big aggressive defense across the 30 and up to the 32-yard line on the carry. It'll be a gain of 4. And we emphasize it all the time, but it's important for this offense to stay on schedule.
No doubt. Can't get behind the sticks. That time, good run on first down. Good job by Coach Warner getting Mitchell McDaniel the ball back in his hands to get his confidence up after his first fumble of the year.
Out of the I formation, single receivers either side. Play action, Brendan rolling to his left. Now pressured, steps up in the pocket, and that's got to be the ball is loose. Buhler picks it up and returned to the 30-yard line.
Will Hanen with a heads-up play. Skripsik.
It sure looked like he was tackled up around his chin strap.
Yeah, the pocket just collapsed. The walls fell in there on Skripsik, and the ball popped out. But what a heads-up play made by Will Hanen to avert disaster there and able to get the ball back past the initial line of scrimmage on this possession.
Ends up being a loss of 2, so it looks like Hanen has gone back in at tackle. Out of the gun on 3rd and 8. Trips to the left side. Brendan, pressure off the edge, steps up, and he's brought down. Somebody did not pick up the blitzer on this near side. That was Johnny George. Came off a corner blitz. Wide open path to the quarterback, and it'll be 4th down.
So unfortunately, Buhler's first possession of the third quarter will be a 3-and-out. as that time had a good run on first down, but then in the passing game had trouble protecting Skripczyk, and the Crusaders will be forced to punt away.
20-0 Andover Central. 10 minutes to go here in the third. Brendan has had one blocked tonight. He'll get this one away, but it's a low line drive kick. Picked up by Adler. Adler is not afraid to make those tough plays. They've got 2 or 3 guys, Adler, Stupka, and then
DeGarmo's made a couple snags.
All with really good hands.
Yes, and Archibald runs hard. We were talking about at the half during the break, this is a senior-dominated team by Andover Central. You look up and down their offense and defense, it is almost all exclusively seniors.
So many senior posters on the way into the stadium. It was kind of shocking. You don't see that many kids from one class typically.
Jags are going to have it right to left here, left side hash mark of their own 48-yard line. They scored 2 offensive touchdowns in the first half. Here is Jefferson out of the gun to throw in the flat far side. That is caught by the receiver. This is their third receiver, DeGarmo, who catches it and gets forward up to the 47-yard line. We held our offense to 2 touchdowns in the first half. I think defensively we can live with that, right?
Yeah, no doubt. The late fumble really killer there. But, DeGarmo now over 20 catches on the season. To put that into perspective, you mentioned he's their third receiver. Buhler does not have a single receiver with 20-plus catches.
Got 9 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 1. Jefferson stays out of the gun. They'll put receiver in the jet sweep in motion, and the flag comes out.
They had 2 guys in motion that time, so that play is coming back.
Archibald got the first down, but it'll be negated by the first penalty of the night on the Jaguars. It has been a clean game, only 1 penalty in the first half, and that is just the first of the game on Andover Central. It negates a first down. It moves the ball back to the 48-yard line. It'll be second down and about 6 to go.
That could be a pretty big penalty as they, like you said, had second and short, now second and long. Let's see if the Black Knight defense can capitalize it. And you mentioned it earlier, Matt, this Buhler Crusader team just needs some spark, needs something to go their way, try to turn their fortune here this evening.
Some sort of big play, a turnover, something just to get the momentum back on the side of the good guys.
Second down and 6. Jefferson to throw, has a receiver. Boy, they are really playing off. That is Adler who will make the catch for a first down. Jared Miller over here was about 5-6 yards off the receiver. And first down to the Andover Central sideline.
And that's out of respect. Anytime you're dealing with receivers that you really know can be big play threats, you want to make sure you keep them in front of them. And that's why they're giving such a cushion to Adler and Stupka.
So a first down to the 37 on the first throw of the half by Jefferson. 2 receivers split out to the right side on this first down and 10. Long snap count now, 1-on-1 to the far side, going up, and it is battled. Did he make another? Are you kidding me? Another highlight reel spectacular catch by Stupka. This one inside the 10 at the 8. I do not appreciate the gesture after the catch, but it was a brilliant catch, and now they're going to go tempo again. First and goal at the 8. They go straight ahead. That's the 3rd time that they've run that tempo play tonight, and it really has not netted them much. Forward progress of 2 to the 6. There's no way Stupka's not playing next year somewhere, right?
If he wants to. You never know. Sometimes talented kids are content calling it a career, but this receiving core, they're good, and Jefferson's got an arm, and Jefferson is not afraid to throw balls that a lot of other high school quarterbacks maybe would lay off of.
It wasn't bad coverage at all.
No.
Quentin was right with him. He was just a beautiful high point.
Unbelievable. Second and goal from the 6. Jags trying to put this one away potentially here in the third quarter. Here's Archibald coming across the quarterback, right to left, and he'll drag it down to the 4-yard line. It'll be third and goal from there.
Jax Pratt in on the stop for Buhler, and a Buhler Dental Care scoreboard update. The only other game left going on the Ad Astra Sports Network tonight. Central Plains rallies, comes from behind with under a minute and a half to go to down Clifton Clyde 28-25. So the Oilers are heading to Greensburg.
The other game in the 4A at the half, Miege leads Tonganoxie 27-7. Third and goal here at the 4. Play action. They'll throw and caught for a Jaguar touchdown. Over on the far sideline, that is the third touchdown pass of the night thrown by Jace Jefferson. You throw that to the tight end?
I believe so.
Bolin.
He did. He threw it to his tight end for the touchdown, Andrew Bolin. So Andover Central goes up 4 scores in this game, now leading 26-0. They will not go for 2. Extra point is up and good here in the early third quarter. So Miege leading in their game, Andover Central leading here 27-0. 6:53 to go in quarter 3. Crusader football from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Got a tough to-do list? Tackle it with an even tougher Can-Am Defender. Agri Center has just the one for you. This capable and clever side-by-side for work gets the job done. With a class-leading 69 foot-pounds of torque and up to 2,500 pounds towing capacity. Come see us in Hutchinson and Salina to learn more about the 2025 Can-Am Defender HD10. No matter the task, no matter the terrain, you can rely on the Can-Am Defender. So head on down to Agri Center, just named 2023 National Dealer of the Year in Hutchinson and Salina.
Hey guys, how's practice going?
Papa, I can't hit the ball over the fence yet.
Well, Easton, that fence is 300 feet away and you're only 4 years old.
Papa, how long before we can hit the ball over the fence?
Boys, it's not always about home runs, it's about teamwork and always getting better. Ray Riffing's been around for 83 years and we still believe in teamwork and working hard.
So, Papa, it's going to take 83 more years until we're good?
No, Brogan, you'll be good long before that. Just keep working hard. Most of all, have fun.
Let's go hit some baseballs and get some ice cream.
Okay, boys, let's go.
Riff the right way, the Ray way.
95.9 HKFM.
Well, Dylan Skripsik bobbling the ball on the kickoff return, was able to pick it back up and return it up to the 25-yard line. Buhler will have their second try on offense. Have yet to find the end zone here in the second half. Actually, in the entire game. This is from their own 25. Out of the I formation, 1st and 10. Brendan to throw on first down, wrapped up again and dropped. He's only sacked 11 times this year over the course of 11 games. He had so much time, remember, in the pocket last week to throw. That has not been there tonight.
Yeah, they've been getting pressure. That time, Jalen Wilson, the nose tackle, able to get through the line and drop him for the sack. And right now, you guys know with these seniors looking at probably playing their final half of high school football, it's kind of a chance to try to play for pride here to close this thing out.
Loss of 3, 2nd and 13, play action. Brendan pressured again, screen pass to McDaniel. He catches it at the 30 and near the first down stick. Buhler had very limited first downs in that first half. Right close to the stick. They're going to mark him short by about half a yard. It's going to be 3rd down.
Good looking play that time as Skripsik rolled to his right, and there's an injured Jaguar out there.
Guys, it's number 8, Eli Kiter. He came up to make the tackle on Mitchell, and Mitchell squared him up, ran right through his shoulder, and he is in a lot of pain on the field.
Our injury timeouts this year brought to you by Pile Law. If you've been injured at work or in a motor vehicle accident, call Pile Law 241-9000. Tom works to get you the benefits you deserve. So they've got the helmet off and surrounded by the training staff here as Andover Central leads in this game 27-0. 6:01 to go in the third. Buhler facing a 3rd down and 1. Our coverage of Crusader football tonight brought to you by Allen Samuels, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, by Wade Patton Insurance, Agri Center by Hutch Rec, and by Hutchinson Community College. We'll step aside and back after this injury timeout on HKFM.
The Kansas legal team at Pyle Law handles cases in McPherson County and throughout the state of Kansas. Now is the time to call for your free consultation. This is Liz Pyle, and my husband Tom has over 25 years of experience in all matters relating to workers' compensation, car wrecks, and personal injury law. Tom takes the time to evaluate your options, inform you of your rights, and walks you through the complicated process of seeking compensation for your personal injuries or loss. Contact me at 620-241-9000 and I'll schedule your appointment with Tom today.
Well, back here at Andover Central High School, tonight's coverage of the 4A West semifinals, part of our Hutch CC Road to a Championship, presented by Next Tech Wireless. Chris mentioned other action across the network. Cunningham in 6-man and Andale in 3A football, both winners tonight. Neck and neck in 8-man Division I. Between Clifton Clyde and Central Plains.
Yeah, Central Plains came from behind. Clifton Clyde kicked a late field goal with under a minute and a half to go, which if you've ever watched an 8-man game, field goals are a true adventure. But then Central Plains was able to drive down the field for the game-winning drive, so they're going to be heading to Greensburg to take on Hoxie in the 8-man Division I state championship next weekend.
It's good to see Kiter walking off the field.
Got a Buhler Dental Care scoreboard update out of Gypsum. Beloit has taken the lead over Southeast Saline 18-14 in 9:07, and a update from 3A West.
5A action, I believe Hayes was leading at the half, but injured quarterback in that game. 3rd and 1, they'll give it to the tailback. McDaniel's going to get the first down, running between the tackles. Good patience there by Mitchell. And our first National Bank down, first down of the second half. Forward progress of 4 up to the 38-yard line. Southeast to Saline Beloit, that's a huge game. Another one, 6A, Manhattan High. In the first half, had a lead over Derby. I don't know that Derby's trail in a game tonight. So
yeah, I had
this season.
The last score I had, at the half, the Indians leading Derby 21-7 in 6A action. That's down big. At Derby.
1st and 10 here for the Crusaders at the 38. Bunch formation, trips to the right side. They're going to pitch it to Mitchell. Mitchell, a halfback pass. Pisano, perfect at the 35, 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown, Crusaders. The halfback pass from McDaniel to Pisano for the distance.
Great catch that time. McDaniel really sold the sweep that time. It's just a quick pitch over here to the right-hand side. He rolled to his right, then stepped back and fired a dart to the streaking Pisano. And Pisano, who was this week's Ad Astra Radio Athlete of the Week, takes it to the house for the biggest play of the night for Buhler.
5:18 to go in the third. 62 yards on that pass from McDaniel to Pisano. For Quentin, it is touchdown catch number 3 on the season. For Mitchell McDaniel, it's touchdown pass number 1 of his career. That was fun.
Yes, well, maybe, just maybe.
Well, it's now a 3-score game as the extra point bangs through. 5:18 to go in the third, 27-7. Andover Central leads from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Best thing about my job is working with young kids. The relationships that I get to establish and the smiles that we get to create.
I love being a dentist because lots of times people come in, they're nervous, scared, but being able to help them and change their smile, and it's just really rewarding to be able to be a part of that.
We'd love to see you at any of our locations. Big smiles and little places.
McPherson Dental in Buhler, Inman, Hillsborough, McPherson, and Lyons, providing healthy smiles with a gentle touch.
95.9 HKFM.
Well, we were just talking about Coach Warner over the years. He doesn't reach down deep into his bag of tricks very often, but he came up with the perfect play there as Quentin Pisano was wide open from Mitchell McDaniel. 62 yards. Buehler's first score of the night comes with 5:18 to go here in the third quarter.
Well, you mentioned it, Matt, during the timeout. The Crusaders, if they're going to climb back in this game, it's going to start by getting stops here on defense.
Yeah, there's no 4-score play. You just stop, score, and all you can do is live one possession at a time. But at this point, you guys know every possession, you got to play it like it's your last.
Jared Miller will kick off after the touchdown. Just the second time he's kicked off tonight. First since the very first play of the game. And a low line drive kick angling to the left. It'll be taken at the 10. Good return here. 30, 35, 40. Andover Central's had pretty good field position most of the night.
Carter
and
Jones.
they'll start this drive from their 41.
Sorry about that. Carter Jones in on the special teams tackle as he's done so well this season as a senior.
5:11 to play here in the third. Jaguars from their own 41. Well, Andover Central has proven tonight that their receivers are good enough in any situation. I don't think the Jags are going to beat you down the field with a run. Our D-backs have got to find a way to stop these receivers. Maybe we get just more pressure on the quarterback would help. Here is Archibald. Just a power run straight ahead. And forward progress of 4 yards to the 45. That's one thing. In the first half when we got some pressure on Jefferson, we were able to fold him. But if you let him stand back there and throw all day, his receivers are good enough to go get the ball.
Yeah, he's got a whole bevy of receivers. Like we said, their number 3 target has more catches than any of our guys this year. And athletic receivers have speed, have size, and just lots of different options.
Second down and 6 here. Clock running with 4:35 to go in the third. 27-7 Buhler out of the gun. Jefferson rolling to his right. One-on-one coverage. The ball was tipped. Was it picked off? Maybe. No. I think Pisano got a hand on it.
And, man, they got away with a hold that time. Cruz Hirschberger's jersey got untucked by the Andover Central offensive lineman who was tasked with blocking him there.
Little mustard on that throw from Jefferson.
Yeah, I think Junior may have gotten a hand on that too. It was kind of batted around.
So 3rd down and 6. Pisano went diving after it. Came close to picking it off.
Well, how big would a stop here be?
Give some life to this Crusader nation here.
How big would a turnover be? 3rd and 6. Jefferson to throw out of the gun. Over the middle, hits his man. Mitchell McDaniel knocks Adler to the turf, but not before he gets the first down. Up at the 46-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10.
Yeah, Adler, an athlete. He had a brother that played up at K-State, and just really, it's tough to defend those quick slants over the middle with that athletic of a receiver.
We had some Adlers that played at Winfield once upon a time, too.
That was his siblings.
1st and 10 at the 46. Long throw and a flag.
Maybe going to call it defensive holding on Buhler.
Is it going to be on Gentry?
It's going to be pass interference, I think.
So Adler's traded in their Winfield blue for some Jaguar black and gold, huh?
Yes, sir.
Probably a good trade.
Well, it's working out so far.
Yeah.
That's going to move the ball all the way up to the 31 with the second penalty of the night on the Crusaders. 3:49 to go in the third, 27-7. Liège was beating Tonganoxie solidly. We're talking about this a little bit in the pregame. Just fascinating. So here's a handoff. This is Stupka in the jet sweep from right to left. He'll get down to the 21-yard line. That's close to another first down, about a yard shy. Looking at 2nd and 1 here. The last public school to win the state title in combined 4A was Buhler in 2013.
Yeah, it's been one of those. Liège and St. Thomas Aquinas and St. James have just dominated 4A since they've moved down.
That streak has to be broken eventually. 2nd down and 1 here. They'll keep it on the ground with Archibald. He'll bang forward and get enough for the first down to the 20-yard line. That keeps the chains and the clock moving now with 3 minutes to go in the third. Mentioned 2 or 3 teams won in 4A2. Andale had a title. Pratt had a title. I think, did I say Holcomb had the other one?
Yep. But then when they readjusted the classifications, those schools virtually all moved down to 3A. because then they split up the two 1A classifications, so just kind of a change in name.
1st and 10 here from the 20-yard line. Empty backfield set. Jefferson, plenty of time, now being chased out of the pocket to his right. Nick Gazaway in his face. He'll get rid of the ball. Boy, receivers, even when he's under duress, they are so good at keeping the play alive for their quarterback, and that is going to be caught up at the 13-yard line. It'll be a gain of 7.
And the reason they're so good is they do a nice job of, once they start their route, of getting the eyes back to the quarterback, so that way they can see if he's under pressure to just keep moving. And Jefferson does such a nice job of distributing the football.
Clock continuing to melt here now. 1:55 to go in the third. 2nd down and 3 for the Jaguars. Archibald. Hand off to the right, close to another first down. This should set up a 1st and goal. It will at the 8-yard line. So what's been the most impressive thing about this Jag defense? For me, it's those receivers of what I've seen tonight. I mean, their defense is pretty good too, but those receivers keep so much alive.
They do, and Jefferson really good decisions, throws the ball really well, and has a really strong arm for a high school player.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line. Jefferson out of the gun. They'll put Adler in motion left to right. Pressure coming. Hit as he throws to the back of the end zone. Stupka trying to make another Sports Center type catch, and he did it. Touchdown in the back of the end zone. I wasn't sure that he was going to keep his feet in bounds, but the judge in the back of the end zone says touchdown.
Yeah, the back judge was looking right down the line at it.
Unbelievable. I mean, what do you suppose the vertical is on that catch by Stupka?
Yeah, he jumped out of the gym, if you will, holding it, and with one hand right there at the back of the end zone, just a lot of body control and a play made by a playmaker.
Makes you wonder, talked about this upperclassman heavy team. Does Andover Central have a couple of more of those guys hidden on their sideline that are going to replace Adler and Stupka next year? PAT good, 34-7. 1:04 to go in the third from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Rise and shine. It's daylight time and time to go to your happy place. November is a good time to remember all the things we're thankful for, and we want to take this time to say we're thankful for you and your support. Show the people you're thankful for a little kindness by giving them some fresh, made-from-scratch Daylight Donuts from your Hutchinson Daylight Donuts. We're open every morning at 5 a.m. You can order online anytime at HutchinsonDaylightDonuts.com. 305 North Main and 1435 East 30th in Hutchinson.
If you're getting ready to buy or sell land, start a building project, or have a property line in question, call Alpha Land Surveys. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust Alpha Land Surveys. Call 728-0012 or go to alphalandsurveys.com.
Are you tired of your dusty or muddy driveway? APAC Kansas Shears Division is here to help. This is Derek Fees. Call us and ask us about our asphalt millings. If you are a do-it-yourselfer, arrange for pickup or delivery at your convenience. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
95.9 HKFM.
Well, here's the kickoff with 1:04 to go in the third. It's going to be taken far side. I believe that's Dylan Skripczyk. And across the 30, he's going to set up decent field position here. Let's see where they mark him out. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. Crusader football brought to you by Daylight Donuts, by Johnson Sheet Metal, Newfound's Flooring, by Inman Funeral Home, and by Annette Insurance. They'll mark him out at the 34-yard line.
So Buhler scored on their last possession on the trick play. Mitchell McDaniel tailback pass. Let's see what the offense can do this series.
Brendan back to throw. Screen pass. McDaniel fumbled the football. I don't think he ever had it.
That was an incomplete pass.
Probably better off being incomplete than what was going to happen if he caught that.
Yeah, there was quite a few Jags right there in his vicinity. And it would have been a loss because there were guys right on top of him had he caught that.
You fellas take some time, thoughts on what kind of high points, highlight points of the season have been for you. I've got a couple. 2nd and 10 at the 34 here. Still 50 seconds to go in the third quarter of this game. Andover Central leading 34-7. Brendan to throw. Hit as he throws. And leads his receiver out of bounds in Andover Central territory at about the 40.
It was a nice catch by Cash Carson.
Unfortunately, it was out of bounds.
Out. Yep.
And it'll be 3rd down.
Highlight for me, anytime you beat McPherson.
Well, there was one for me. The pick that Mitchell McDaniel made.
Absolutely.
On that first play of the game in the
set the tone for the whole night, didn't it?
It was brilliant. Third and 10 at the 34 here. Could be the final play of the quarter. Brendan scrambling, steps up in the pocket, hits his guy, throws. This is Jacob Miller, the tight end, on the near side. Caught for a first down, a First National Bank first down. That'll move the chains right near the 45.
Yeah, nice pitch and catch that time by Skripczyk. Hit Miller. He set up right there near the line to gain and was able to haul it in and cross the line to pick up the first down. To me, I think I'll go with the easy one, taking out the number 1 seeded team in the West at their home site, especially after they beat us in the regular season.
Trips left on 1st and 10. Brendan rolling to the left. Pump fakes. Scrambles a little bit more now, throws it at the feet of Cash Carson, out of bounds with 2.3 seconds on the clock here in the third. It'll be 2nd and 10. I'll pick a play from that game. The jet sweep for a touchdown by Landon Martinez showed us, I think, we're in for a treat with that young man in the future.
Yeah, he stepped in, had 2 carries. One goes for a touchdown, the other one for a big gain. And, yeah, like we said, freshmen don't play for Buhler hardly at all, especially in crunch time situations, but he did so and delivered.
2nd down and 10 at the 45. Brendan out of the gun. They haven't run the ball on this series. Now Brendan's going to be sacked back at the 35 on the final play of the third quarter.
Yeah, Gage Hurley got through. He's been difficult to block for the Crusaders coming from that defensive end position.
12 minutes to go in the game. 34-7 Andover Central from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
The name Johnson Sheet Metal does not sound like a heating and air conditioning company, but Johnson Sheet Metal has been taking care of your comfort needs for over 100 years. Hi, this is Sarah Johnson, and through 4 generations, my family has specialized in the Lennox brand, but we service other makes and models as well. Today, we are still servicing and installing heating and air conditioning systems in Hutchinson and Reno County. Give Johnson Sheet Metal a call today at 620-662-0224.
The Hutchinson Medicine Shop, the only local drugstore in Hutchinson, welcomes you. We're a local pharmacy that has 4 pharmacists on staff and a veteran support staff to help you with your healthcare needs. The Med Shop offers free delivery and also Med Sync. We take the work out of calling in your prescriptions every month by automatically filling them for you. We contact your doctor ahead of time, allowing us to have your meds available when you need them. Check out the Hutchinson Medicine Shop today in Midtown Hutch.
95.9 HKFM.
Well, 12 minutes to go here from Jaguar Stadium in the 4A semifinals. Crusader football brought to you by Buhler Booster Club, by Wifco Steel Products, by Prairie Bank of Kansas, by Ag 360 Insurance, and by Ideatech. The other highlight for me is, I've said it a few times, I feel like Buhler's been ignored all year, not in the rankings until this week, which is, we see them every week, so we know. They're down in 17. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Long snap count here for Brendan. Throwing out of the gun on 3rd down and long. Scrambling to his right, steps up, throws low, and it's incomplete. It'll be 4th down. And just, seeing them beat some of the teams, beating McPherson in a big game, beating Wamego last week. What they did to Mulvane, who they had ranked ahead of them twice.
Yes. Well, I was going to say what they did to Mulvane as far as the rushing defense. Game 1, remember, we came in thinking that Mulvane would be able to run because they had the year before. And I felt like that Buhler front 7 made an absolute statement the very first game of the season. No one's running on us. That was pretty cool.
Buhler to punt away on 4th down, and then the stupid rule that breaks the tie between Buhler and Mulvane for the 4 and 5 seeds. That'll be fair caught back at the 26 with 11:43 to go. I don't feel very strongly about that, by the way. I mean, you beat the team in the regular season, and then you have to be a lower seed and go to their place. It makes no sense.
Yes, yeah, it was definitely one of the unique thing in the whole seeding process. But yeah, you know, and you look at this season for Buhler. You know, we're going to finish the year with 3 losses. Great Bend was one of the powerhouses of 5A. That the Hayes team that's looking like they're going to go to the state title game in 5A took them out, and then Wamego, who we eliminated last week.
1st and 10 from their own 27. I'm going to guess that Coach Tuttle is going to try and keep this ball on the ground now as much as he can. Archibald will carry on 1st down to the 31. With 11:32 to go, 34-7 Andover Central.
Yeah, they're going to probably ground and pound and just try to get out of here without any injuries and get this game wrapped up as quick as they can.
Program that Andover Central opened as a school in 2001. That first year, Central and Andover High co-opted in football. And then the Jags had their own team starting in 2002. Here's a 2nd and 6 home run ball. I don't that's just, what are you doing?
Wow, it's
unnecessary.
I don't understand either. You're
caught by Stupka, tackled up at the 31.
You're up 34-7. It's in the 4th quarter. Buhler's offense has struggled, and you're throwing deep. Yeah, that's
38 yards.
One that they won't be real happy about.
So the football program started in 2002, and they've only had 2 head coaches in their time as a program. Derek Tuttle being the second now in his 7th year. 1st and 10 at the 31. Archibald running left, trying to get to the edge. He'll have his feet taken out from under him at the 30-yard line. He'll get a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down. You can call it sour grapes. I just don't see a need for going deep there. 10 to go in the game.
What a foolish thing if you end up with one of your star receivers hurt. You know you're going to need both of those guys next week.
I think they can beat Miege, but it's going to – it ain't done till it's done, though. 2nd down and 9 here. Out of the gun, Jefferson. Long count here, wants to throw. They're going for the end zone again. I'd love to see Quentin pick one off. Great play by Quentin Pisano. One-on-one, stuck like glue to Stupka and broken up there, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down.
I wonder if they're trying to break a record. I'm sitting here trying to think. Chris, I can't think of another reason in the world they keep chucking it like that.
I mean, not only is it not needed, it lengthens the game.
Yes, and it's a chance to injure one of your workhorses. I'm kind of surprised they haven't subbed down because, like I said, with Buhler's offense really struggling to move the ball, not really much of a point of trying to throw.
They're down to 9. Jefferson out of the gun. Looks like they're going to throw again here. Nope. They'll give it to Archibald on the ground. He's going to be wrapped up for a loss. Good play over there by Will Hainan. Yeah, that'll bring up 4th down, and we surely think they'd probably go for it here, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
loss of a yard.
Long field goal try here. They might even take the delay of game to just give them more space to try to punt.
Similar situation to the first half. They did a quick
little pooch kick.
Yeah, quick kick. So 4th and 10 from the 31. 9 minutes to go in the game. 4th down. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Now they'll release Archibald. Jefferson is going to unload it for the end zone, and he's got Stupka wide open. Touchdown, Andover Central. Well, they wanted to put on the exclamation point, and I guess they did it, huh?
Yeah, Stupka scores yet again. Long bomb that time, and perfectly thrown ball that time by Jace Jefferson. I mean, he threw that ball, dropped it into Stupka's hands. I mean, he caught it in stride, and Andover Central's offensive onslaught continues.
Well, how you feel, partner, about these Jags and their chance against Miege next week?
We haven't seen Miege, but I think they can beat them. Yeah. I mean, I think that just they've got a great defense. You think about how well Buhler's run the football this year. They've made it really difficult for Buhler to run, and they've got that aerial attack that they don't just have one marquee receiver. I think they're tough.
2 points shy of the most given up by the Crusaders this season. 42-7, 8:46 to go in the game from the Howard Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Newfeld's Flooring, proud supporter of Buhler High School activities. We are your experts for all your floor covering needs. Please make an appointment to visit us at 110 West 2nd, downtown Buhler, or give us a call at 620-543-2274. Go Crusaders!
Get ready, Abilene. Scooters Coffee is opening December 6th at 1406 North Buckeye Avenue. Come celebrate, plus skip the line. Order ahead on the Scooters Coffee mobile app. Scooters Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Scooters Coffee in Hutchinson, McPherson, Salina, and Abilene.
We're making more than just sweets at the Bakery House and Catering Company. Boxed lunches for local businesses, full-service catering for banquets and weddings, and freezer meals for family dinner. Come see us at the Bakery House, just 1 block east of 30th and Plum in Hutchinson.
How safe is your home's wiring? Let the pros at Service Plus Electrical walk through your home to do an in-home safety assessment for a donation of your choosing towards the Spread the Light program, which helps local families in need of emergency electrical work. Service Plus Electrical, rest easy, rewire.
95.9 HKFM.
Kickoff with Andover Central leading 41-7. It'll be returned across the 25 to the 27-yard line. First and 10 Buhler. Just the one touchdown tonight, the halfback toss from McDaniel to Pisano for 62 yards, senior to senior. 8:40 to play in the game. Buhler's going to have it from their own 28-yard line.
Well, with the game out of reach, Coach Warner's got seniors out there, and let's just see if, they can finish off their high school career with something to show for it here on the offensive side.
High formation, 1st and 10. Buhler's going to fall shy of getting to their 4th state title game in school history. Here's the catch by the tight end, Jacob Miller on the right side. Brendan rolling out that way. They've been a pretty good combination in the second half of the season.
Yeah, Jacob done a really good job. He has tasked with a lot of those routes kind of hanging out right by the line to gain, usually in traffic.
Up to the 38-yard line.
He's one of the Crusaders that'll be back next year.
And it's enough for the First National Bank first down. He is the guy on defense. It's him and seniors. He's going to be looking around next year wondering where his buddies went. 1st and 10 from the 38 after the First National Bank first down. Play action. Brendan throws over the middle, throws high, and almost picked off. It went through the hands of one of the defensive backs for Andover Central. Otherwise, that ball's picked off.
Yeah, it was intended for Jax Pratt, and then it was Carter Inslee who it hit right in the hands, and he lost it, thankfully. So Crusader offense lives to fight another day.
2nd down and 10. It's got to be a lot of excitement around the offense. Of course, Ben Klaus, who went out in the Wamego game, you get him back. Plus Martinez in the backfield. Max Harmony. There's Brendan to throw on 2nd down, going deep one-on-one to Cash Carson, who almost makes a nice play. Incomplete, though. Up at the 40-yard line, it'll be 3rd down. Wouldn't be surprised at all if they don't move Dylan Skripsic to a receiver. Just kind of have to see how it all plays out. But
yep, and who will fill the shoes of Nick Gasway at fullback? Nick has been a great senior leader there at the fullback position, churning out those hard yards on those interior gaps. So it'll be interesting to see with how much talent there is between McDaniel, Harmony, and Skripsic, as well as Martinez. Lots of kids that could play tailback next year for Buhler.
They're down at 10 at the 38. Trips left, single receiver to the right. They'll keep McDaniel in the backfield. Brendan with time to throw. Good protection. Now he scrambles out, throws it incomplete. It'll be 4th down. 8:10 to go in the game.
Well, and kind of one of the things you start really thinking about those seniors that Buhler's going to send off next year. I believe the 14 seniors that Buhler has those kids that have contributed so much, because for these kids, I know because I had 2 sons do it, this football journey for them doesn't start their freshman year. Matt knows, having sons that have gone through the programming, it starts in little kid tackle and flag football into junior high, and then freshman ball, JV, all the way here to varsity. So a lot of the kids have had a football in their hands for over a decade, and so just you got to appreciate all the time, effort, and energy that these guys have devoted to Buhler football.
And I know one of the favorite things of those little guys is when, whether it's in summer camp or maybe showing up at their school in the morning, these older guys coming and spending some time with them.
They do, and the kids really look up to these players. And neat thing, and hats off to Coach Warner and his staff. I know coaching a Buhler 5th grade team and coaching teams for years, he always makes a point to come watch some of the younger teams. I know he came and watched our 5th grade team a couple times this year. And but yeah, these older kids to those little guys really mean a lot to them.
1st and 10 from the 28. Here's Archibald. He's a good little runner.
Yeah, and
gets to top speed really quickly. Gets to the 38, a gain of 10 and a first down.
And I am really shocked that sitting here 41-7, you got the state title coming up next Saturday, that they still have pretty much the entire starting cast out there at this point in the game.
Well, I could take you back to 2009. This is a different running back now. Coming to the right side, it's Jackson Green.
Asher McConaughey in on that stop, now in at that middle linebacker spot.
It's going to be a loss back to the 36, loss of 2. It'll be 2nd down. Back in 2009, Buhler soundly beat Rose Hill in this, actually in the quarterfinal round. Down in Rose Hill, late in the game with the ball game well in hand. Jordan Oden got hurt. A very talented tailback for the Crusaders was not able to play the next week, and they lost to Topeka Hayden in the semifinals. And so things like that can happen. Here's Archibald again, and Archibald does not shy away from contact. Forward to the 40. It'll be 3rd down and long for there with 6:31 to go.
Guys, I misspoke. Asher McConaughey playing on the side. Nick is still in the game. They've taken Jacob out.
And that time it was Will Hanen teaming up along with Pratt for the stop.
So McConaughey is in there at linebacker for Jacob Miller.
He's going to have to carry quite a load next year, I would think.
McConaughey, just a sophomore. Pretty good shot that he'll be in that mix of linebackers with Jacob Miller next year. We're down at 8 at the 40. We'll keep it on the ground. This is the backup tailback again, Jackson Green. Short gain to the 42. It'll be 4th down.
So clock continuing to melt here in Andover. They'll snap it around the 5-minute mark.
These guys didn't want to have to go to basketball practice for another week.
Yeah. Well, and Coach Warner always talks about that, getting to have Thanksgiving practice, something they really look forward to. And these guys were close this year, fought their way all the way here to the sub-state championship game, but ran into a team that's pretty dang good.
Jags are going to punt it away. Kind of a neat situation as the ball's going to roll dead at the 25. As Coach Tate is on Coach Warner's staff. That's the first time since Coach Warner has been here that he's had the basketball coach on his staff, and so
and really
he's really excited about that.
Yeah, really a neat thing too, because in any school, if the head coaches get along in the different sports, it really does a lot for the athletes, does a lot for the school, and it's really neat to see that collaboration between 2 sports.
From the 24, Buhler will take over with 5:02 to go in the game. Down 41-7, 1st and 10. Out of the I formation, 2 receivers to the right side. They'll hand it off to Gazaway, the fullback, and Coach Warner electing to keep his seniors in there, as this is the last few minutes of football most of them will ever play.
Yeah, I agree 100%. These guys have given so much, and they want to try to play till the very last tick of this game.
Forward progress to the 30-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 4 after a gain of 6 by Gazaway. He'll stay with 2 receivers to the right side. This is McDaniel on the carry. Bouncing it to the outside at the 40, 45, up near midfield and ridden out of bounds. The biggest running gain of the night by the Crusaders to midfield.
Yeah, nice run by McDaniel. He had kind of the inside cut, then saw the window open to the outside, was able to make a decisive cut.
Picks up 21 yards.
Yep, got into Andover Central territory with that run.
Up to the Jag 49. Boy, how about McDaniel? Klaus hurt on the first play of the Wamego game. Skripsik finished that game, but then Mitchell came in and took over that tailback spot and has done a great job.
Yeah, like we said, Buhler's got so many options at tailback next year. It's going to be fun to see where Coach Warner and the staff puts everybody.
Daniel with the inside handoff here, one of those talented seniors. A 2 tight end set, and he bangs forward for another 11 yards. Up to the 39. That'll move the chains with 4:11 left.
Got a Buhler Dental Care scoreboard update out of the 6A West Sub-State Championship. Manhattan stopped Derby at a 4th and goal at the 1 to preserve their lead. They still lead over the Panthers 21-14.
First National Bank, first down, 1st and 10 up at the far side hash mark of the 39. Buhler right to left. 2 tight ends. Here's the fullback, Gazaway. Forward progress up to the 31-yard line. His mom brought us cookies last week. I don't know if we had a chance to thank her on air, but
they were fantastic.
They were very good.
She only left 1 cookie, Aaron. I'm teasing. There was a whole. I'm teasing how many. I'm teasing how many I ate.
I can confirm I had 2.
I had at least 2.
I know. I'm just teasing you guys.
But I wouldn't put it past you. 2nd and 2 here. This is McDaniel. Following Gazaway to the right side, breaks out of a tackle, has the first down, and then some back into the red zone and up to the 23-yard line.
Well, good to see these guys still playing hard, still trying to get another score here late in this contest.
I don't know if Will Hanen's grandparents who live out of state are watching or listening tonight. Maybe they're here in the stadium. I don't know, but I want to say a heartfelt thank you to them as well. They brought us cookies back in the regular season. Matt, I think you were gone for that game. Here's an inside handoff to McDaniel down to the 10-yard line.
I really appreciate you guys saving me some.
They brought Chris and I Chick-fil-A gift cards, too.
Yes, and we put that to good use the next day with the family. But no, and it really, just overarching everything, it's a true pleasure and honor to get to tell the story of these young men and the season and the progress, and lots of neat kids and families that we get to talk about each week.
2nd down and 3. They'll hand it off to them. They fake it, and then it's almost picked off. Faked it to the fullback. Brendan looking to throw. It ends up incomplete. That would have spoiled what's been a fantastic drive so far. That's the first pass attempt I can remember on the drive. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 to go from the 10-yard line.
So Buhler definitely in 4-down territory here, trying to get a second score this evening against this tough Andover Central defense.
2 tight ends on 3rd down and 3. This is McDaniel. He'll bounce to the right side. He's got the first down. Fighting for yards down to the 6-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from there. Well, my favorite part of getting to do it not only is cheering on the kids, but just the relationships that you form with the families. And I love when you see that 2nd or 3rd wave of a family's kids come through. And 1st and goal here at the 6-yard line. They stay with 2 tight ends. Brendan wants to throw that fade route to Pisano, and Quinton holds on to it. A flag comes out. Signal touchdown, Crusaders!
The flag is going to be defensive pass interference, so Buhler will decline it. So Skripsik will get to cap off his senior career with a touchdown pass to Steven Pisano. Nice catch from one senior to another.
Coach Warner hugging all these boys as they come off the field.
Q has both touchdown catches, both touchdowns caught by Pisano tonight. As Chris mentioned, he was our at Astro Radio Athlete of the Week this week.
Kind of a neat thing, too. His dad, Steven, was in my wife's class. I played high school football with him at Buhler, so fun to see a second-generation Crusader have a successful football career here at Buhler High.
Jared Miller will come on for the PAT with 1:58 left to go in the game. And it is up and good. 41-14. Andover Central leads it late in this semifinal. From the Allen Samuels broadcast booth, Crusader football on HKFM.
Even trying to enjoy a fun event can be difficult after the loss of a loved one. Unanswered questions, feelings of stress and grief are only natural. As the owner and director of Inman Funeral Home, I bring over 25 years of experience bringing comfort and empathy during time of loss. Rely on me to guide you through all aspects of planning a funeral service with compassion, dignity, and respect. I'm Athena Johnson with Inman Funeral Home. Find me at inmanfh.com.
95.9 HKFM.
Coverage of Crusader football tonight brought to you in part by Dix Phillips 66, by People's Bank and Trust, Croft Lumber by Rizaprino, and by Happy Egg. And tonight's coverage, part of our Hutch CC Road to a Championship, presented by Next Tech Wireless. Want to wish the Hutch Blue Dragons good luck in the postseason. They've had another fantastic year, defending NCAA or NJCAA champions. Blue Dragons have had quite the run here in recent history.
Of course, Coach Drew Dallas lives in the Buhler School District. His kids are all Crusader maroon and white, so
1:58 to go here. Andover Central is going to have this ball. Is there a penalty marker thrown, gentlemen?
I think it was the penalty on the
pass interference.
It was assessed on the kickoff. Okay. 3 penalties tonight on Andover Central, just 1 on the Crusaders. We tell you, real turning point in this game was unfortunately that fumble that we had that Andover Central recovered in the end zone.
Yeah, dug the hole to 3 scores, just made it difficult. But Andover Central, I tell you what, they're a talented enough team. We were going to have to play a nearly flawless game to hang with these guys and just how good this offense is.
So Andover Central will start at their own 20 with 1:58 to go in the game. Well, pretty easy for me. Our Happy Egg Company excellent play of the game. Does it not have to be the halfback touchdown pass?
Yep.
Easily.
From McDaniel to Pisano. Our Happy Egg Company excellent play of the game. Visit happyeggfarms.com to learn how you can help feed America. 1:56 to our Rise Up Reno postgame as the Jags will keep this on the ground. Forward progress to the 24-yard line. We'll give you our Wifco Steel Products Man of Steel after the game. Actually, we might have 14 Men of Steel tonight.
Yes, I would vote for that 100%.
We'll talk about that after the game. Second down and 6 here with 1:26 to go. Jefferson out of the shotgun. Actually, that is not Jefferson now. They've got a backup quarterback in as Green will run the ball.
Max Harmony with the big stick for Buhler.
Braden Breeze, a sophomore now in at quarterback.
Also some of
the 25.
Some other guys working their way into the game. Logan Snyder out there for the Crusaders.
Some of the smaller guys for Andover Central. Those jerseys, the numbers kind of get tucked down into their pants.
Yes, because they have giant numbers, which we appreciate that. But, yeah, I see exactly what you're saying.
2nd and 5 here. 40 seconds to go in the game. The quarterback got lit up as he hands it off to Green, and that should be the final play of the game. Forward progress to the 27, Andover Central. It's going to make back-to-back trips to the 4A state title game. They couldn't get it done last year. This will be their 5th trip in 10 seasons. That is just an amazing number to me. And they are 0 for 4 in their previous 4 trips. We think it's going to be Bishop Miege there on the other side. Can a public school win the combined 4A state title for the first time since 2013? It would have been fitting if Buhler would have been the team to get there. But 11 years to the day that they beat Holton in the semifinals in Buhler, it was not meant to be on this night. And kudos to the Jags, who have a very fine team. And I think they've got a real shot coming up next week.
I do too as well. They've got a great defense. I didn't know how well they were going to be at running the football, but Archibald did a really nice job running the football for him tonight. Came in with almost 1,500 yards on the ground and showed why he has rushed for that many yards. And their defense, I'm very impressed by their defense as well.
41-14 is the final. Andover Central moves on at 12-1 on the year. They extend their winning streak over Buhler to 6. And the Crusaders will finish their year at 9-3. We'll invite you to stay tuned next for our Rise Up Reno postgame here on HKFM.
You're listening to the Prairie Bank of Kansas Halftime Report. Prairie Bank of Kansas, your locally owned full-service bank since 1886. Tonight's second half kickoff is coming up next. Crusader football on HKFM.
This is Annette with Annette KF Insurance. Inflation is hitting us hard, so it's a good time to review the cost and coverage of your auto and homeowners insurance. As an independent agent, I represent Goodville Mutual and several other fine companies. Stop by Annette Epp Insurance in Hutchinson at 2500 North Main, Suite E, or call 620-662-4900.
Blue Stem Pace, with locations in McPherson and Hutchinson, is taking referrals now. At Blue Stem Pace, a program of all-inclusive care for the elderly, people age 55 and better with complex medical issues can take advantage of services to better manage medical issues and have opportunities for social activities, prepared meals, and more. Don't face your health challenges alone. Blue Stem Pace is ready to help seniors live well at home. Learn more by calling 844-588-7223 or go to www.bluestempace.org.
Erickson Custom Building has a great plan and a budget suited for your needs. Erickson Custom Building provides quality craftsmanship and superior customer service. Call 620-585-2816 or visit ericksoncustombldg.com.
Getting ready to mow? Hi, this is Janet Dick inviting you to stop by our locally owned Dick's Phillips 66. At Dick's, we offer the non-alcohol premium fuel your mowers and trimmers prefer, grab-and-go food options, and friendly service. Every journey begins with a stop at Dick's Phillips 66, 4th and Stevens in Hutch.
Step into a winter wonderland of twinkling lights and holiday cheer at your hometown Hutchinson Zoo's 9th annual Nights Before Christmas from 6 to 9 p.m. in the evening starting December 12th. Purchase your tickets at hutchinsonzoo.org. Kids 2 and under are free. Each ticket includes access to the light show, cookies, cocoa, and a picture with Santa and a holiday train ride. We hope to see you there.
Looking for something to do? Check out the Hutchinson Zoo.
Crusader football on HKFM.
And welcome back in on our Rise Up Reno postgame, strengthening families and promoting healthy youth behaviors. Rise Up Reno. Back here at Jaguar Stadium, where Andover Central beats Buhler on this semifinal Friday. 41-14 is the final. Andover Central never trailed in the game. Buhler finally able to put a couple of touchdowns on the board in the second half, but some highlight reel catches made by the Jags receivers, and then their defense really gave Buhler all it could handle and then some tonight, and kind of exclamated by that fumble recovery for a touchdown to the end zone of the first half that kind of set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it kind of started snowballing on the Crusaders. But, this team, good teams are ones that can move the ball consistently and have good defenses, and Andover Central has a very physical defense. You think about this, last week Skripczyk, you mentioned it on air, he had lots of time to throw against Wamego. He did not have lots of time to throw tonight. He was harried and hurried all night long by that D-line of Andover Central. And then, like you said, the receivers, and not just one, not just two, but three, Stupka, Adler, and DeGarmo. When you're talking about three guys that have, over 125 catches, after tonight, going to be 130, just three guys. And it makes it tough because most teams have a good receiver, but them having three, it's tough to defend.
Absolutely. Our guys gave it their all tonight and just came up short in a tough 41-14 loss. And sure pretty somber there, Matthew, down on the sideline, obviously, towards the end of that game. Is tough to have it go this way, huh?
Yeah, we've seen a couple of these games when teams have been retired out of the playoffs be close. I remember that game a number of years ago at McPherson, the little double reverse pass, and it was like the kids had been punched. They had a little bit of time to come to grips with this one. And but some kids that, even though they knew what the outcome was going to be, those kids played all the way to the end, and they represented Buhler well, and we're sure going to miss watching them.
I won't forget that 2-point conversion on the north end of the field at McPherson Stadium for a while.
No, I think that's one we probably all will. Anyone who bleeds maroon will carry that with them for a long time, would be my guess.
One will haunt you. Tough loss. And I know that it'll be hard for the kids to get over this one for a while. And Coach always says that coaches take the losses harder than they enjoy the wins. Sometimes they're really hard on themselves.
Oh, very, very much the case. I always said I hate losing more than I enjoy winning, and that's the way most coaches are just competitive people are in general. But no, I know we talked about it, but just these 14 seniors, good leadership. You win with quality seniors, kids, and you talked about it, Matt. Guys that when things went against us, they had good leadership, didn't turn on each other, and guys that even tonight, even though things kind of got out of hand, they still kept slinging it, still kept trying to play. And you notice Coach didn't have to pull anybody because they gave up. These guys went to the final gun, and just kids that competed well and represented Buhler.
Not for nothing, not just that, Chris, but sometimes when games are out of hand, they get chippy. Not really any of that. Our kids helped them up after they I remember one of the officials a couple weeks back said, hit the opponent, then help them up, and then hit them again. And there was that. I think it's made so much more enjoyable when you have a group of kids that competes for each other, not with each other. And this team has competed for one another this year. It's been fun to watch.
Well, one of the reasons I think we lasted so long in the playoffs, teams that they enjoy being around each other, and so they want to keep going. Because sometimes we've all been on a team
that
where
cannibalizes.
Yes, that like, hey, and just kids. There's kids that don't like each other. There's kids that have been fighting, and the first sign of trouble, they start turning on each other. And there wasn't a single bit of that all season long out of this entire roster.
Well, I know this because I'm married to a teacher. Some years it's tougher to get out of bed in the morning than others. And for, this coaching staff, you look up and down the line. We have 2 or 3 younger coaches, but most of these guys have been getting out of bed in the morning for a long time and doing this. And I'm sure it makes it a lot easier when you have kids that you really enjoy being around. So.
Oh, yeah. And there's, I know we talked about it some too. Everybody's been on a team where there's some years where you're kind of okay with the season being done because you just but this is a group of kids that, and you see all the parents down there outside the locker room. There's going to be a lot of sad guys out there and sad families, but they can hold their head high knowing that they made it clear to Sub-State. And this Andover Central team, like we said, I think they could beat Miege. I mean, I really do. I mean,
they're very, very, very talented all over. One more thing about Buhler. I think it speaks to the character of a team when the sum is better than the individual parts. And I think this is a team that kind of exemplifies that. They are better together, and they have been all year.
That's how I feel about us.
Are you saying the individual parts are not very good?
Depends on the night.
Fair enough.
It's mostly my fault, though.
Well, I mean, we're not going to disagree with you, right?
No. But no, and you hit the nail on the head, Matt. There's sometimes when you look at a team and you're like, okay, they're here in the playoffs because this guy. We've got a whole bunch of guys that contribute, and just this defense. I mean, and I will really just – this defense was so fun to watch. And so many different guys. I mean, and that's the thing. It wasn't – sometimes on the defense there's one kid that's making every tackle. I mean, we had a ton of nights where we had, 4 or 5 guys with, double-digit tackles.
Yeah.
And that's because they just played so well together.
They play as a unit.
Yes.
Yeah. And Coach Coles has coached them up. Coaching staff has done a great job with these kids, and just couldn't be more proud of them.
Well, we'll name our seniors our Wifco Steel Products Men of Steel tonight. Wifco Steel Products, the expert in steel fabrication. We'll get to naming those seniors after we get a final chat in the season from head coach Steve Warner. He's always gracious with his time, even when it's not very fun to talk to me. I appreciate you very much, Coach. Love to see your kids not quit to the very end. That's a talented Andover Central bunch out there, and they gave you everything you could take and then some tonight.
Well, they did. They're very talented. I mean, look at their receivers, those catches they're making. Hats off to them. I really felt like going in, we could run the football, and they took that away from us too. So then the pass rush, we knew the pass rush would be good. I didn't think we could just set up and throw on them, but I felt like we could run. And they took that away, and then that ball control that we love, just we couldn't do.
Yeah, you're talking about their receivers. That's, I think, going back to the title game against Miege in 16. Since then, that might be the most talented collection of receivers that I've seen a team have.
I think you're right. And obviously Great Bend had some pretty good ones, but I think these are better than Great Bend's.
Yeah. Didn't expect him to, but your kid's not quitting, fighting to the end and tacking on a couple of touchdowns, even though it was out of hand in the second half. Just love to see that effort till the clock hits 0.
Well, they've done that all year long for us. That's what we just talked about a little bit ago with the kids. They've been a joy to coach. It's been fun to go to practice, and I've loved this year. It was so much fun, and it's because of the kids and just everything they've given to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Coach, we'll let you go spend time.
And I also told them real quick just that they need to accentuate the positive, don't dwell on the negative of tonight, because they had a great year. Only 7 teams in school history have done this, and they're one of them.
Yeah, you and I talked about that I feel like our kids have flown under the radar as far as statewide attention all year long, and I think very deservingly they're one of the 4 teams left in Class 4A.
A lot to be proud of, without a doubt. And Aaron, I appreciate you too. Thank you for all the work you guys do.
Yeah, well, we'll talk one final time Monday night in our coaches show. Hey, congratulations, by the way, Grandpa.
Thank you.
Healthy baby boy this
number
week.
6, a little boy. Yes, very exciting.
All right, Coach. Well, we appreciate you, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
Thank you.
Very gracious with his time, and maybe a little bit of a rainbow at the end as he's got that new grandbaby to play with. So.
Yes, no, that's a exciting time, and it's hard to say, but there is life outside of football. It doesn't, with how much time and energy and effort everybody puts into it. But yes, no.
What? Life outside of sports?
I know. Coming from the guy that's going to a basketball game in Wellington tomorrow and a football game in Manhattan, but
that sounds like you go, man.
Those are 2 very different directions.
Yes,
my guy.
Yes.
Miege did win tonight, 48-13. We'll take a quick timeout, come back, we'll mention our seniors, and we'll wrap up the broadcast right after this, our Rise Up Reno postgame on HKFM.
Coming up, more of the Crusader Locker Room Show is next. Stay tuned as we name tonight's play and player of the game. The Buhler Crusaders play on 95.9 HKFM.
One of the most important elements of success is knowing when to expand and when to focus on strengthening what you have. At People's Bank and Trust, we've done just that over the years, ensuring that we always have a solid base to provide for our customers and our community. At People's Bank and Trust, we never promise more than we can deliver. And what we deliver is safe, sound, reliable banking that puts you first. Let us put our experience to work for you and your family. People's Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
The Anchor Inn and Anchor Away have been serving authentic Mexican food to Hutchinson and surrounding communities for over 35 years. Treat friends and family to the Anchor's legendary dishes in their large banquet room, famous buffet, and relaxed atmosphere. Open Monday through Saturday. For the same great food with the convenience of a drive-thru, visit Anchor Away at B and Adams. Like Anchor Inn and Anchor Away on Facebook for specials. Anchor Inn and Anchor Away, authentically delicious in downtown Hutchinson.
I'm Jared. Since 1948, we at Krupp Lumber in Heston have been helping customers all over the state choose the perfect lumber, right tools for the job, and provide quality products to make their homes stand the test of time. Krupp Lumber has all the best brands like Milwaukee Tools and outdoor power equipment, Marvin and Anderson windows, and R.D. Henry cabinets. Ask about our in-state delivery. Check us out at krupplumber.com. Krupp Lumber. Service is our specialty.
Sunflower Electric Supply in Hutchinson has been a family-owned and operated business since 1950 and a fourth-generation company. In today's world, that's unheard of. Keep your dollars in your community and choose us over the national chains. We have a large selection of Milwaukee, Klein, and Greenlee hand and power tools in stock. Our knowledgeable staff has years of electrical experience, unlike what you'll find at the big stores, someone just filling in from the lawn and garden department. Visit us in Hutchinson, Great Bend, or Liberal today.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Back here on our Rise Up Reno postgame, and we did want to mention by name our 14 seniors as we wrap up the broadcast. They include Cash Carson, Mitchell McDaniel, Quentin Pisano, Cruz Hirschberger, Brendan Skripsik, Jeremy Gentry Jr., Carter Jones, Logan Snyder, Chase Gentry, Nick Gazaway, Will Heyman, Tanner Brown, Bodie Redenbaugh, and I think that's it, buddy, isn't it? Did I miss one?
You missed one.
Okay. You're going to have to tell me who it is.
My old youth baseball player, Brady Gotti, little brother that played up with big brother Luca. So I've known that young man for many years. So, but no, yeah, just a neat group of kids. You look across the board, like you said, we know a lot of these families and known a lot of these kids for a long time, and it'll be fun that they can take these memories of football with them and on to bigger and better things. And you guys know too, like when they stop by, you see them back home or just around town. Just today I saw Henderson at Coffee, and he's studying to be a firefighter and graduates here next month. And it's just you think about them, they're frozen in time as a football player, but then you see them a couple years later and they're grown men and doing good things in the world.
I'm frozen in time, too. All right, we're going to check in one final time with our final stats of the night before we wrap up the broadcast here. As Andover Central wins at 41-14. Andrew, what you got?
Well, we got 41-14 your final. Buhler struggled today, but did manage to get 200 yards total on 45 plays. Andover Central had 327 on 58. 259 of that was through the air. 17-9, Andover Central had the edge in first downs. Third down conversions, Andover Central 6 for 11, Buhler 4 for 11. Buhler did not attempt a fourth down. Andover Central 2 for 2 on fourth downs. And turnovers, Buhler had 2 and Andover Central had 1. Your leading rusher for the Crusaders, who only had 76 yards today, was Mitchell McDaniel on 13 carries. Buhler had 87 total on the ground, 3.1 yards per carry. And no rushing touchdowns for either team today. Leading rusher for Andover Central was Maddox Archibald, 20 carries for 59 yards, and Andover Central had 68 yards total on 33 carries. Brennan Skripsik through the air, 6 for 16, 51 yards, and a touchdown, but Buhler had 113 yards passing because Mitchell McDaniel threw a 62-yard touchdown pass to Quentin Pisano. Quentin had 2 catches. Both of them went for touchdowns, had 68 yards receiving. Andover Central, though, as we said, through the air, Jace Jefferson, 20 for 25, 259, 5 touchdowns, no picks. Brant Stupka was his favorite receiver with 9 catches, 138 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Also, defensively for the Crusaders, Will Haanen, 15 tackles, a forced fumble, which was recovered by Chase Gentry, 3 tackles for a loss, and a sack. Cash Carson, 5 tackles, 2 sacks. Mitchell McDaniel, 7 tackles. Quentin Pisano, 3 tackles, 3 pass breakups. Jacob Miller, 7 tackles, including 1 for a loss. Cruz Hirschberger, 7 tackles, with 1 of them being a sack. And Brady Gotti, 7 tackles. Nick Gazaway, 7 tackles, including 1 for a loss. And Jackson Pratt, 6 tackles, 2 for a loss, and 1 sack.
All right, buddy. Well, we appreciate you all year with your pencil and paper. We'll give you a couple weeks off, and we'll get ready for basketball. How's Zay liking basketball practice so far?
About the same as last year. What I get out of him, it's a couple words here and there.
Yeah.
So
it's okay, Dad.
Yeah, it was good.
You're there.
He said he was out of shape. That's good. I was hoping he would be.
Well, I think they're going to run a lot this year.
Yeah.
So running the Princeton-style offense and really getting up and down the floor and being aggressive.
Yeah.
Maybe pressing a lot on defense because of the shot clock, trying to, force teams into making mistakes, hurrying up. So I think it'll be fun.
Oh, I love that style. And we got the dudes to do it, so it's going to be fun.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to wrap it up here tonight from Andover Central High School. Jaguars moving on. They will take on Bishop Miege next Saturday after Thanksgiving in the 4A state title game. One final time, we'll run through some scores in our Buhler Dental Care scoreboard. Southeast of Saline does beat Beloit tonight, 34-30 in Class 2A. The final there. Miege, we mentioned, moving on in 4A. They beat Tonganoxie tonight, 48-13. Hayes leading Eisenhower. Both starting quarterbacks injured in that game. Interesting. And Hayes now it has gone final 24-14. Hayes High beating Goddard Eisenhower. So lots of action out there. Cunningham moving on in 6-man. They'll play for a state title game. The other side of that, late in the third, Weskin was leading Golden Plains of Rexford 54-37. Andale won big tonight. They'll be moving on in the 3A to play for a state championship. And quite a game between Central Plains and Clifton Clyde. An 8-man one. Central Plains won that game, and they'll be moving on for a state title chance as well. So our continuing coverage of our Hutch CC Road to a Championship presented by Next Tech Wireless. We'll have state final games for you coming up next Saturday on the Ad Astra Sports Network. And you can check out our broadcast booth page at adastraradio.com for more. Fellas, we'll see you in a couple of weeks, December the 6th. Buhler at Nickerson to start the basketball season.
I have a pitch for you, too. On Tuesday, December 3rd, if you want a little preview of the boys basketball team, they're going to have kind of a fun night with the alumni game if you want to see me pop an Achilles or a patellar tendon.
You probably shouldn't do that.
All right.
The Achilles part, yeah.
Either one of those is my goal. I haven't done them yet, so I'm excited.
Okay. All right, man. Well, we'll see everybody on the 6th of December for Crusader basketball. That first game will be on the road at Nickerson on that Friday night. For statistician Andrew Epp, Will Tate was on the top of the roof tonight, filming for us. For Chris Shank, Matt Atherton, Aaron West, have a pleasant good evening. You've been listening to coverage of Crusader football here on HK FM.
Alan Samuels Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the giant corner of 30th and Lorraine in Hutchinson, Kansas. We take pride in supporting our community and our student athletes. Hi, I'm the General Manager, Don Glassby. We want to wish our area teams a fun and memorable season. A great person once said, victory is in the quality of competition and not the final score. Visit online AlanSamuelsHutch.com and follow us on Facebook for weekly giveaways and special events. And as Mr. Samuels always says,
come by. Let's be friends.
You've been listening to coverage of Crusader football. The Buhler Crusaders play on 95.9 HKFM. Join Aaron West and head coach Steve Warner Monday nights at 6:30 for the Crusader Coaches Show, live from Taco John's in Hutchinson. This has been a presentation of the Ad Astra Sports Network, the statewide leader in local sports coverage.